What's good, neighborhood? How y'all feel? It's your man Martin Nash. Another great episode of Breaking Beat. How y'all feel? What's the damn deal, baby? All right. Feels so good to be home where we belong, man. It's going to be a good episode. It ain't going to be a real long episode, but it's going to be a good one while we're here, man. We got to talk about it, man. I just saw, a few hours ago, I saw the documentary that Tariq Nasheed did. Brother Tariq Nasheed did an amazing job. Let me start off there. I thought this documentary was put together very well. Definitely bought it. And we're going to talk about it on this episode. Let me run this intro. Let's get this room acclimated. But shout out to everybody who's here early, man. This is going to be a good one, man. We're going to have a good conversation while we're here. And I know it's going to be a little sensitive things we're going to touch on, but we got to talk about it. You feel me? So strap up, strap in, man. And we're going to have a good time while we're here. Let's run this intro, get this room acclimated. I'm going to drop the link out there early. I'm going to open the phone lines as well. It's your man Martin Nash, Breaking Beats. Let's start the damn show.
This is my passion. This is what I love to do. But some days, sometimes, I'm just like you, man. I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job. From a good dream I wake, sun rays on my face, planning out my day, hoping this ain't the one that I catch a case. I feel so good, I feel so straight. My manager keep calling me saying, hurry up, you late. Hurry up, you lay off. Y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Been trying to play it cool, but it's hard to play it off. I've been hanging on to this bush, cause my car still ain't paid off. I know I'm on my way up, my boy just got laid off, so y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. These hoes is so ratchet. These niggas is so sneaky. Y'all don't even really pay enough for y'all to only pay bi-weekly. I'm trying to double up my cash, take this job, shove it up your ass. Yo, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. We're the reason why your stockholders always stay afloat. Yet I'm asking, are they hiring? Like everywhere I go, schedule will say 9, but I think it's fine if I clock in at 9:04. I work 40 hours a week plus overtime just to be bro. So y'all, man, I hate this job. Hate that I applied. So much has transpired since the day that I was high. Told me I could advance, but you were telling me lies. Gotta give your notice before I quit, but you don't say shit right before I'm fired. Damn, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. You and your procedures, you and your protocol, you and your policies, none of that shit don't apply to me. You and your quotas, you and your standards, you and your 2 sick days a year. Y'all niggas bananas. Wonder why the postman's posted with hammers, going postal with Popo on camera. His wage got him enraged, stressed out, it's hard to maintain. He flips the middle, grabs his. He said, if you don't get the picture, I quit, you ain't shoot. Mother, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Look, man, I hate this job. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you. I'm out here trying to take care of my family. Damn, I hate this job. It's not always glamorous, for real, but I do what I gotta do for me and mine, you know? Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you, nigga. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and or the host. They do not explicitly nor necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by the channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during the program. Basically, if I didn't say it, don't come for me. You come for the person who said it. And please don't sue me for somebody else's words. With that said, let's start the show, motherfucker.
This that squad side.
All right. What's good, neighborhood? Let me see who here early. Shout out to everybody who's here early. Make some noise for your damn self. Yeah, man. It feels so good to be home where we belong. Let's put the music in the background. It's quiet in here. It's too quiet in this mother. There we go. Man, how y'all feel, man? All right, so we got to talk about it early, man. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. Let me put the graphics on the screen. Look at me. I'm a little late to the party, but I'm here nonetheless, right? Damn sure got to talk about it, man. That was a great documentary, man. I just got to start off with that. I really enjoyed the way it was put together. I definitely got to go back and revisit it, but set the phone lines up so I can hear from you all as well. I know some of you guys want to call in and join the panel. Also, to express your feelings about not just the movie, but the topic at hand. I'm going to definitely put a survey in the chat. Got to put a survey in the chat on this topic. I want to know what you guys think about this documentary, this movie, but also the great debate going on right now between the black and brown community, the black community, the FBA side of the game, but also the brothers and sisters from the Latino community feeling like, hey, you guys are trying to erase our history that we had, but also the brothers are saying, hey, no, you guys are trying to erase our history. So we're going to talk about it and contributing versus creating. What side of this argument are you on? Because these guys have been debating this thing for quite some time. But like I said, this documentary definitely laid out a lot of gems and jewels that I really love. I really love this documentary, man. I'm not even gonna hold you. I gotta go back and watch it again. Because it's so much to unpack in one watch. And it's a good length now. I ain't even gonna hold you now. It's about 2 hours and 18 minutes. So it's a good documentary, but you definitely got to sit and watch it. And you got to go into it with a mindset like, hey, I don't know everything. Because if you go into it like, yo, I already know everything. I'm a hip hop historian. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Type shit, attitude, nigga. Oh man, you're gonna be lost. You're gonna miss it, and it's not for you. But if you are trying to learn and you're trying to, you know, see, here's some history from some people that were there at the time. I think you'll like it, man. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. But like I said, even in the first time watching, some things that I'm like, oh, did I hear that right? Or I need to check that, this, that, and the third. I always like to try to start off a movie or album or a show. The first time I watch it, I just watch it as a fan. I'm just gonna watch it straight through. Try to watch it straight through, and then sometimes, if it's worth a second watch or listen, you go back and watch again. And this time, you're a little more critical and you're able to critique it, right? But I walk away with a different with a newfound respect for Tariq Nasheed. I'm gonna be honest. Hold on, bear with me. I'm trying to get the graphics together for the show. There we go. Desktop. Save it on the desktop. All right, so let me put this on the screen so y'all will know what I mean when I say these things. Shout out to everybody here. Conshonery, what up? Clips, what up? Megazol, what up? He said, salam and blessings to Martin Nash in the chat. Stephen S, what up? He said, have to see it. Still have to see it. All right. Yeah, man, it was a good one. Lake County said, hit that like button. He said, and call in to the show. Absolutely. So let me plug the phone up, right? Make sure we got the phone line set up. Cool. I'm gonna put the link out there early. And if you're a friend to the show, you're more than welcome to pull up and have a conversation with it. Send this out. Bear with me. Let me send out the link. Send out my link. Link. But yeah, man, when I was watching the documentary, I'm not gonna lie. I was, like I said, I was thoroughly impressed by how it was put together. I walk away with it with a couple of takes. 3 up, 3. I do 2 up, 2 down. 2 good things I like, 2 things I thought could have been better. Production, got to say that the production, the way it was produced and put together, A1. Chef kiss to that, shit, look, A1. Another thing I liked about it were the historical artifacts that they had in there when they were talking about certain club flyers and things like that, and they would say certain things. Lord Jamar would say something, and people would normally think like, Lord Jamar just crazy. And he was like, yo, we was looking at like the Puerto Ricans sometimes is like in their eyes, you know what I'm saying? And people would be like, what are you talking about? And then they cut to the graphics of them with the jackets and things like that. And it looked like they was representing Nazi culture. So, wow, it was impressive. I was impressed, bro. I was impressed. I was like, oh man, I'm glad they put that in there, because as soon as he said it, I was in the private chat, like, I was like, uh-oh, here we go. But then they showed the graphic. I was like, I'm glad they put that in there. Checkmate. So that's a big up again to the production and the editing and just putting the artifacts there. Now, one of my takeaways was 2 hours and 18 minutes. But like I said, when I watched it, I was like, it's 2 hours and 18 minutes, but what can we take away from this? It was like, I didn't see no way to chop this any shorter. In fact, I think Megazard spoke about it on the immediate reaction. I was like, man, this stuff they could have actually added to this, so. But we had a good conversation about it. I appreciate Megazard Lake County pulling up. What's up, fam? How y'all feel?
Feel good, brother. Just ready to continue the discourse and hear other, voices outside of mine and see what other people think about it. I do recommend that everybody actually go watch the documentary. It's a good watch. Even if you think like Mark was saying, even if you think it's different when you get the perspective from people who were actually in that that were living in that timeline in that actual place where they cornered, oh, this was the beginning. Like, it's good to hear their stories and to hear what influenced them, so you can see that it isn't, that's just the culmination. That isn't the beginning, but it's the culmination. So yeah.
Go ahead, Lake.
Highly recommend, man. I enjoyed it from beginning to the end, the totality of it. You know, they covered a lot of grounds. They covered past genres, just to let you know what I'm saying? If you don't know your history, you can be doomed to repeat it by being whitewashed. Just it happened to rock and roll and jazz. Don't think that it can't happen to hip hop. And they provided receipts. Anybody who goes against the idea that they presenting as hip hop being a sole black created entity, black American entity, you're gonna have to come with some facts and receipts, just like they did. Had a lot of pioneers in here, and they just was speaking the truth.
Yeah, that's what I challenge people. For the people who say no, I was like, all right, well, show me your guy. Show me or the girl. I thought that was interesting too. They had the sisters up there, and I thought that they kind of put that well when they said, hey, look, if it came from you and yours, we would be dressing and talking how you guys were dressing and talking. But also it would be some ladies that were pioneers before 1983. Where the Latino sisters that was rapping, if they was part of the culture since the beginning and created it? Where are the founders of the lady? Who was the first lady to it? Because they can show ladies that was doing it back in 1973. Shit like that. I thought that was dope. But go ahead.
Yeah, the chat is called Microphone Check. I see Shauna reaction. What was called? It's called Microphone Check: A Hidden History into Hip Hop Origins. And it's been sparking a lot of debate and a lot of conversation lately. It's ruffling some feathers, mainly. The Latino, Puerto Rican community feel like they're 50-50 contributors or creators in the hip hop. It wasn't just about like a Black American versus Latino, also Caribbean, like Jamaicans, they were actually put on trial, put a case on that mark. They put a case on the Jamaicans as well. So, but the backlash from the Jamaican community, as far as them saying like, hey, we want our due diligence as well, isn't equal to what's coming from like the Latino community. The Latino, they want 50-50, they want half, what I'm saying? It's like a wedding, they want half, bro.
Yeah, it's almost non-existent from the Jamaican side, far as from my assessment. I don't hear them saying any kind of discourse about who created what and none of that. And I hate to say it, because yes, contributions matter. They contributed, and contributions matter, but it's not the creation of it. And I think that's where the thing starts at. But go ahead, I digress. I'm sharing the show on IG. Go ahead.
If you want to say something, Megazar, if you want to answer Khan, he said whoever said Latinos created hip hop. So he has a question. I can answer it, but I don't want to talk. I want to pass the mic.
No, go ahead, bro. I'm gonna go after you. Just go ahead, bro.
Man, well, for once, Latinos and Puerto Ricans feel like they are saying they are 50-50 contributors to hip hop as far as creating it. And then this is the 50th year of hip hop. So a lot of corporate entities that was funding and sponsoring a lot of concerts, like the one that they had in the Bronx, New York, that Mass Appeal put on Nas's company. A lot of these headlines and news was saying, Latinos influence or their contributions to the culture. So a lot of corporate entities are putting their names, like the Latino and the Puerto Ricans influence on it as well, to answer that question. Go ahead, Mega.
And like also, I mean, like I'm the same as you, Shauna. Before the 50th anniversary, I never knew of any Latino even saying anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like it all came out of left field, and no one's trying to speak down or not say that it wasn't contributions. I made an analogy earlier. I mean, but I was being funny, but it's true. That's just like if some Latinos worked at NASA and was saying, we was the first ones in here mopping the floors and cleaning the office spaces to make it a safe place and a clean place for you to concentrate and figure out the mathematical equations to go to the moon. You would laugh them out the goddamn building saying you don't deserve 50% because you contributed to the atmosphere, to the environment. And that's kind of like what it is with hip hop, because they're trying to pinpoint back to a particular year, but hip hop is the culmination of our expression of our sojourn in America throughout the 400 plus years we've been here. It's just the culmination. We had other musical genres and other different things that we brought to the forefront, but hip hop is the culmination, and that's just how I feel, because I feel that Generation X was a messianic generation, so to speak, because of how they just ooze militancy. Like, that generation spawned a lot of things, and that's why I think a lot of government entrapments were brought forth to their feet to try to derail them and derail any progress they can have.
Yeah, it's not only about just being a contributor, but man, who's the ones that's usually on the front lines when hip hop is on the hot seat? When they was trying to stop and end hip hop, you know, are you going to wave that flag and say, as a 50-50 contributor, I'm not going to let you kill something that we co-engendered, or we co-incepted. So whenever, because hip hop is always in the hot seat in the media, we should end this, or, they had to put the parental advisories on CD covers because of hip hop, mainly Luke. But it's just like, when it's time to wave that flag, it's like, where y'all at? You always got certain MCs like a Nas, or like mainly like the socially conscious MCs that's stepping up, speaking on behalf of hip hop. And none of them is usually of Caribbean or maybe Latino or Hispanic descent, not that I know of. But yeah, the doc. Highly recommend y'all watch.
Let me ask you this. So does it matter who created hip hop? Does it matter? And
Yes. Yes, it matters. Everybody wants their credit. Like I said, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. It matters who created hockey. Hockey was created by black people, man. People who enslaved blacks who went up there to Canada, and hardly there's no traces of black creations to hockey, man. We don't watch it, we don't participate in it. It was something.
Didn't mean to cut you off. You think more black folks will watch hockey if they knew it was created by black folks? You think they will watch it more and participate more?
It potentially. I'm not gonna say yeah, but I can say potentially.
And the reason why, does it matter who created it, or does it matter that, hey, it's alive and thriving well 50 years later, and is the impact? What matters more, the creation or the impact? I'm trying to word my survey right here too. I'm about to make a survey.
I would say, before this was brought up, Mark, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it did matter. But it started matters once people started hijacking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we could think about when Jay-Z, when we listened to the opening verse on The Dynasty, we wasn't thinking about who created it. It was the impact it was having. We weren't even having no discussions, because in our mind it was a foregone conclusion. We were born into it. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? We was born into this culture. This was our everyday life. This was the everyday life as inner city youth or black youth abroad, like anywhere in America. This was just our life. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? We'd have created it. That wasn't even in our mind because it was so synonymous with our lifestyle. Fast forwarded 20 odd some years later, and like I said, it baffles me that we even having this discussion. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that it was kicked, the way that it was put to the side, oh, it's a fad, it ain't gonna do this. And the only reason they were saying that because the face was majority of blackface and majority telling a black story. But like I said, it became the cultural phenomenon it was because it wasn't just a New York thing. This was bred throughout the spirit of all black folks in America, and it just culminated in a certain time frame. But if y'all watch the documentary, you'll see this thing covers multiple decades before. It even goes centuries back to how we expressed ourselves musically through dance, through instrumentation, through different verbal patterns, poetry, rap, or what they was calling toasting in other places. Like this, it's all of our cultural expressions to the apex. You know what I'm saying? To the max. So yeah, like you do yourself a favor by watching a documentary. But if you just know anything about Black history, you'll know that this shit was bred from the cotton fields. Like, if you just know your history, it was bred from the cotton fields and how different regions express themselves differently.
Yeah, I like the geographical kudos and credence that they were given, you know, and mainly to the South. You know, sometimes the South don't always feel included, even with the verses. I know Mark was talking about verses earlier. Me and him was having a conversation. You know, people like Trick Daddy was like, oh man, they don't mess with us. How come they ain't putting on these verses? But like you get a documentary like here that was really bigging up, you know, Southern roots and Southern origins in this documentary. So geographical landscaping played an intricacy in this documentary as well.
What's up? What's up, Clips? What's up, Lise?
Chilling. How's everybody?
Bless.
Hey, Lisa, how you doing, Queen?
I'm good, Clips.
Hey, peace, make us all peace, Lake County, man. Hey,
Peace,
man,
good brother.
Peace, good brother. Man, you know, my daughter had me. My daughter had me all night, and Mark, you saw what I was on earlier, and it caught up to me.
I told your ass.
But that's why I didn't even respond, man. When I
I
woke
started
up,
late. I started later. I ended up taking a nap and shit too. Cause I went out to the mall. Then I went to a party just to wear the shit I bought at the mall today.
you gotta flex one time. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show them.
You gotta pop out. I was like, man, I'm going somewhere with this damn jacket today, nigga. I was look, I spent most of the party standing outside just so I can wear the jacket. But like, yeah, you see it, nigga? See it? You look cold, not me.
I'm warm in the motherfucker, and I look good, don't I?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna check that out, and I'm
enjoying this Patreon right now. I'm gonna go and throw on Patreon now, Clips.
Oh, bet. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm just loving. I'm loving hearing you brothers cook on your takes of this. And can I get Lisa? Did you join the watch party? I just want to get you guys' takes. Now, what were some things that you already knew, but you didn't know how deep that was?
All of it, a lot of it to me. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for you.
I will say this though, Clippers. Everything ain't so much about the Bronx. That's what I will say. Like they didn't focus so much on the Bronx. A lot of the earlier pioneers and contributors came from the Bronx.
Rap shit, nigga. How about that? I say Carolina's run this rap shit. No.
Exactly. Nah, for real, man. To toot that flag. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Because like they want to make everything. Because you remember we had a guest on here when we had this conversation, and dude was saying hip hop is not about a race. He was saying it was about a geographical location. And I thought that was preposterous. That's just like saying the jazz is about New Orleans. And it's like, no, we're not gonna take this and say this is about a geographical location. And, you know, without spoiling anything, you know, a lot, like I said, they was giving a lot of credence to hip hop origins, you know, and roots being Southerns, and a lot of other places. One in particular was Philly, but it was just like, yo, we got to get up out of this mind state that hip hop just was a Big Bang theory in the 70s that just spawned in the Bronx, and it's about the Bronx. And that was one of my big takeaways.
Just to chime in real quick, that's always been something that I use as I would argue sometimes with my New York friends, because I've always felt that New York has a stewardship in a lot of ways to hip hop, but you don't own the patent. And so I'm glad that they getting on that. And Mark, you know, you got a point though. The Carolinas, man, come on now, it was a Stoner rebellion. You know what I'm saying? Them brothers was them brothers was Megazar. You know this story. As the brothers from the Stoner rebellion were marching from plantation to plantation, what were they doing? Chanting and rapping. Ain't that what the Geechee and Gullah did? Ain't that what my ancestors, the Seminole, did?
I was finna say that's Geechee culture. That's Blackamoor culture. Like all that shit was running through the Carolinas.
Yeah. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, anybody on the neighborhood, they sick of me always, Ohio. But it's like, nah, Ohio, we invented funk. Ohio been had our own little culture. And a lot of that came from Underground Railroad. You know, where there were songs that even certain white folks who were quote unquote allies, you know, there were songs and certain cultural things that eventually became bluegrass and, you know, country music and all like that, that if you're from this region, you know, that goes back to slavery. That goes back to things that people would say, the coded language.
And that's really I've been knowing, that it may have come to a culmination point in the Bronx, or that's where the eyes was at on it. But this thing was a national black American thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always been our culture to express ourselves through dance, through song, through instrumentation. That's always been it. And then to add to the point that the oppression here was a different type of oppression that wasn't seen or felt anywhere else. Like I said, we were denied our cultural ties to Africa, meaning language, meaning actual name, meaning whatever religiosity that we were a part of. That shit was cut off from us. So our expression of God was through how we expressed ourselves. So when it reaches its culmination, and I keep bringing forth Generation X because I keep saying that so people can go actually look in the Gen X. It's the reason why there was X means unknown. And it was unknown what the fuck this generation was going to do. That's why it's Generation X. And then when you see what spawned from Gen X, what the government in terms of science projected them, you know what I'm saying? Experimenting on them, what the government did to Generation X. So like it just fuels my point of hip hop is the apex of expression, and that's why it's the most powerful genre that's ever been.
I couldn't agree more, my brother. Like what people don't understand about Generation X, and I don't mean to say it like because I'm from Generation X, but they planned, our government was making plans for our generation, a generation before we got here. That's deep. They were so worried. They are, you know, the J. Edgar Hoover and them, you feel what I'm saying though, Megazord? They just looked down the road and this whole all the Black Messiah projects, he was worried about what was coming. He knew.
No, because the whole thing of the generation, the whole thing of it was like, come, let us deal wisely within, lest they join on to an enemy of ours. Meaning that the Black Messiah would speak to a generation that would hear him. It would be literally what hip hop is. It would be call and response.
Yes, sir.
It would be a call and a response. And in early hip hop, that's what you seen. You seen a call and a resp. That's why it was so militant. That's why it was so conscious. That's why it was a force that they tried to quell so early on. Once they found out they couldn't quell it, they was like, well, if we can't quell this shit, we gotta turn it.
Yeah, you got to evade giving that that voice to the voiceless. You know, the disenfranchised people will always find a way to let their voices be heard. They just like they say, riots are the voices of the voiceless. You know, hip hop became that virtuoso or that virtuositous riot, so to speak. Why they call it jungle music and devil music, you know.
Well, yeah, and you know, and a lot of that, even the jungle music, devil music, that's the coded language that they use to describe our culture, lets you know where it comes from. Our culture comes from our experience in the Western Hemisphere and our abilities to show a resistance and adapting to the racist structures we encountered. And how, yes, like Megazar was saying, being stripped of our gods, being stripped of our culture, but being unconquered spiritually, to where, like I always tell people, what I loved about when you start studying like Voodoo and Ifa and the Orishas was how many of these West African slaves was like, you know what, man, stop beating me. All right, I'll tell you what, it's the Virgin Mary. And then as soon as the white man leave the room, they whisper to their kids, you know, that's really Yemaya. Okay, all right, we're going to keep this statue up here, but listen, that's Yemaya. This is whatever. You know, they're going to call it All Saints Day. This is really such and such and such. And, you know, we would just do that. You know, we would just do that. I was joking with Mark about, I really think black people use the N-word as a coping mechanism.
Oh, they talk about that in the documentary too.
Oh, word? Oh, that's deep.
Yep. About playing the dozens and all of that stuff. Yeah, you got to see it.
Nah, it's brilliant, bro. Clips, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant documentary, and it's the ill thing. I don't know if Mark and Sister Lisa and Lake County would agree with me. I would actually say that was really surface level. They could have went way deeper than that. Like
I feel like another volume 2 will be coming. Knowing Tariq Nasheed, he like has multiple installments to his documentaries. I can see a volume 2 coming.
Like, I'm gonna be real with you. He could do the whole Hidden Colors with this shit. This shit can go 7 volumes deep.
I think they should have had Kool Herc on it, bro. Especially while he's alive and well. Even if you disagree with what he said, or I think he should have had I think he deserved a seat at the table to at least give his opinion on it.
Flash as well, Grandmaster Flash. I would like to see him a part of.
Yeah. And I said this privately, but I said publicly. I wish it was a part of it, of the documentary, where they would say, you know, they're just flashing on the screen. We reached out to Kool Herc to be a part of the documentary. He declined. Or Kool Herc. You know what I'm saying? I wanted that. I needed that in that documentary for me.
Just so you know that there was that opening, there was that invitation.
Well, I didn't see it in the documentary.
No, I said you would like to see it just to know that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like when they do the exposés, they'll say, hey, look, we've reached out to Kool Herc for his comments and to be a part of this. He declined. Like when I saw that Murder Inc. documentary, every time they would talk about Ashanti, they were like, hey, we've reached out to Ashanti to be a part of this. She said no. You know what I'm saying?
You know.
But let's keep it real. These were some of the Caribbean descent brothers, and they're, you know, they would have had to provide receipts. You know, maybe they were ill-equipped to, you know, provide some receipts on how their, you know, Jamaica or the Caribbeans provided any influence or creation to the art form. So, you know, the one brother who did participate, DJ Hollywood, you know, he was there, man. He was there defending his name, defending his beliefs, defending his ideology on his participation and his contribution to hip hop. But like, you know, the guys who we saying we would like to see, you know, these were some that had a case, put the case on them brothers, Mark. They had that's all I'm saying.
Sean in the chat, Sean Ojukor. I'll just say Sean O, not to be confused with conscionery. Sean O said it does matter to know who creates hip hop, but it's not as important as who owns hip hop. Black people don't own hip hop. Interesting. I want to say something to that, and I'll open it back up to everyone else to give their opinion as well. I get where you're coming from, Sean, because of like Stephen is in the chat. Small hats, you already know.
Small hats.
One more time.
Small hats.
I get it, but people like this though. Black people don't quote unquote own the NBA, but if you take all them niggas out their game and take them out the games, what you think is going to happen to that league? And I'll say the same thing with the NFL. You take them all off the field. You think that league is going to survive? Same. So I look at it the same way it was that, but I'll give you guys the floor. What do you guys think about what Sean had to say in the chat? He said, doesn't matter who owns it. It doesn't matter who created it as much as who owns it.
That's an oxymoron, and I'm going to tell you why.
Speak on it.
Dr. James Naismith doesn't own hip-hop. I mean, doesn't own the NBA, but the NBA acknowledges the fact that Dr. James Naismith created the game. Like, so saying that black folks don't own hip-hop, we didn't create hip-hop to be in the fucking marketplace in the first place. Somebody else did. It was a form of expression of people who was oppressed. We wasn't thinking to put this shit before the world for it to be what it is today. Somebody else saw that, and they merchandised it like they merchandised our talent throughout the ages. Black folks don't fucking own R&B, but we now having that conversation. Anything black folks, let's be real, anything black folks are fucking great at, do we own it?
That's a great point too. I'm in the middle. See, you think what he says an oxymoron, and I think what Sean O is alluding to is the next part of this conversation. Because as we establish, okay, 50 years anniversary, okay, let's Sankofa, as they say in West Africa, let's look back so we can move forward. Let's see where we came from so we can see where we need to go. So in the spirit of Sankofa, who created this? And once we get this established, I mean, for a lot of us, I agree, I would assume, that we're all in agreement that, it came from the Black experience. Now that that's established, all right, let's talk about who owns this motherfucker. And now we can start talking about the small hats. We can start talking about the systematic exploitation, like Lake County and Megazar were alluding to. They realized that they could not control or destroy this thing, so they decided to find a way to contain it, or civilize it, domesticate it, and make it something marketable somewhat in their image, or at least their image that they want us to portray.
Yeah.
And
go ahead. Land your plane.
Oh no, and I just believe that when we approach the conversation sequentially in its proper sequence, we could actually get somewhere.
Hey, Lake, I always say, look, can't call them culture vultures if you sold it to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, not sure if it was really sold to it, but I remember I was watching the episode of Sopranos.
Oh no, niggas sell their publishing. They sell their rights.
Oh yeah, the way they sell it, they publishing. Well, yeah.
Likeness. You sell it.
Yeah. But it was just like, but to kind of go into the question, it's just like, episode of Sopranos, one of the Italians was on there saying, look at all this stuff that we created, cappuccinos and spaghetti pasta and all this stuff. Do they own it? Can Americans, can blacks, can anybody create an Italian restaurant? Can anybody open up a coffee shop and sell a cappuccino? Yeah. So you're not talking about who owned it. We're talking about who created it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is a hamburger? Hamburger come from Hamburg, Germany. This is a German creation. Do they own hamburgers? Nah. Can anybody sell a burger?
That's why I say it's an oxymoron. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an oxymoron. Like you don't question where certain things come from as the creator. That doesn't have anything to do with owning it. Especially when it wasn't done to be merchandised. Hip hop wasn't done to be merchandised. You know what I'm saying? Eventually it became that because it proved to be lucrative. It proved to be marketable. But you don't say it doesn't matter as to who owned it. That's like saying who owned cups. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's an oxymoronic statement to make. And it kind of slights and tries to tell people, well, you're arguing about the wrong thing. You should be arguing about the ownership. Well, the ownership is in the creation. And if we can get you to see that the ownership is in the creation, then maybe we could set standards and we can have bylaws by which to operate within the culture to go about it from a business standpoint.
So you see what I'm saying, Megazar, about the sequence of the conversation to where I get what you mean by just saying it's oxymoron, but what I'm saying, I disagree with you is no, that's just part 2 of the conversation. We have to establish this ownership thing since you want to talk, like if you want to talk ownership is within the creation. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Does Ray Kroc still own McDonald's? No, but we all know that the restaurant, the burger joint that's now known as McDonald's, was invented by some dude named Ray Kroc, you know what I'm saying, Kansas or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying?
I thought
Ray Kroc stole that shit from the McDonald's brothers.
Thank you. I got it reversed. Ray Kroc bought it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he bought it.
But you see in my era right there, we have to establish the order, the sequence. My era right there just perfectly illustrated what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I did that unintentionally. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, if you can't establish who the actual owner is, then it's hard to even establish what's the value of ownership. I almost had it reversed because I didn't have my sequence right.
Yeah, what's up, Lisa? What you think? Does it in regards to the question, the original question? He was like, "Hey, look, it doesn't matter."
Hello?
It doesn't
You hear
matter.
me?
I hear you now. It doesn't matter who creates it as much as who owns it, and black people don't own it. What you think of that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I mean, who really owns it? That's the thing. Like, who owns? Like, it's gonna be hard to. There is no owner. Say this.
Facts.
Well, it's the big 3.
No, there is all. No, let me just say this. There is an owner. The people who the distribution, the record companies, the ones who press it, the ones who distribute it, the ones that own the reels. Them old-fashioned reels. Remember the reels? Yeah. That's the money. Okay, I got confused with the creation. My apologies. It's really hard to decide who really created it. I mean, well, we know who created it, but we can't really put it down to like one person. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to the ownership, it's corporate. Now we want to talk about
in charge. That's Lisa. Let me just make sure I got the question laid out well for you. The question again is, does it matter who created it or more who owns it? Because you don't own it. You should be focused more about owning it than talking about we created. You should focus on ownership. The big 3 is Universal, Sony, and Warner. And there's not a black person in charge of none of those 3.
Yeah, okay. I get. Yeah, okay, I understand that.
I'm gonna tell you who owns.
Well, how do we do that?
Lisa,
we were better.
Hold on, let Lisa
we
finish.
were. Oh God.
I was telling
we were better off like Master P. We were better off like Master P selling it out of our damn trunk. Because at least we knew we owned it. Now you're talking about a corporation. Now you're talking about a record company who can put all of these millions of dollars, and the people who put the money in, like Puffies and all them, to become Bad Boy. So sometimes being independent is being ownership until you can get to that next level. That's just my opinion.
All right, go ahead, Megan.
Can I say something right quick, Mega?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
But if Mark Nash don't want to put his music on streaming service, what's to stop these big companies from finding a dusty Negro off the street and dressing him up as a hip hop or a rapper and saying, "Hey man, we finna give you some money. We gonna write you some music and we gonna have it produced for you. You ain't got to do nothing. All you got to do is just say it." And you know, that's how it's being ran, because like there's a lot of guys who are of the integrity to still be selling stuff out of the trunk and hand to hand. But I don't want to be a part of the industry. You know what I'm saying? You know, Sean P, one of his, I love the rap, but I hate the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's a slippery slope when you say that. Now, if we talk about ownership, yeah, you got a financier like the big three, like Mark was saying, but do they own Mark's intellectual property? You know, you can't take what's in Mark's head. You can't take what's in Mark's heart. You know what I'm saying? Well, like Mark can sign that shit over once he put it on a disc or on wax. But Mark has endless supply of rhymes and thought-provoking content and substance, which is his intellectual property, which you can never take from him. So he owns his intellectual property, so to speak.
Not really, man. You sell that too, and they'll own it in perpetuity. They'll say, Mark, not only can you not release this music, if I found out you wrote a song for somebody else, I'm gonna sue your ass.
But Mark, that's when you just change your name to Machiavelli.
Nah, they got smarter since then, bro. You can't just, since the Prince days and all of that, you can't just do that no more.
Yeah, that's a little true. That's true.
I was saying, money owns hip hop. Now the three may control it. The big three may have found a way to control it, may have found a way to corral it, may have found a way to weaponize it, but they still don't own it. They don't own it. Money, greed, like wanting to be compensated. That's what owns hip hop, because if when niggas wasn't throwing no dollars at them, they wouldn't go there. So at the end of the day, it's money. There is no owners in this. There may have been people who gained control through money, through ways of leveraging people's talent and all of that. They control it, but they still can't own an art form that derives from a people's struggle. They can't own it. Like McDonald's don't own hamburgers. They sell them though. They don't own hamburgers. You know what I'm saying?
How about if I own, okay, but if I might, McDonald's might not own hamburgers, right? And you can go in your crib and make a hamburger at your house,
right?
Y'all from making hip hop at your house, but you get what I'm saying. But it's the big three. Go ahead, Cliff.
Well, no, I'm just saying. But even then, the big three control it. They don't own it.
No, I'm with you there, Megazord. That's deep. Like, you know, as far, you know, DK, as I said in the chat, I believe that music and math are languages of God. Right. So at the end of the day, no one, no group, not even black people could truly claim ownership on it. But black people's connection to both music, the creation of both music and math, wow, that's deep, shows you our spiritual connection as a spiritual and godly people at our roots. And so you have controllers and gatekeepers. I wasn't trying to cut you off earlier, forgive me for that, Mark, but it's like when you were saying with the burger analogy, yeah, you know, McDonald's doesn't own hamburgers. You can go home and make you a hamburger, but you better not call that shit a Big Mac.
That was my point, Clips. But also, too, I think that's different because most people can go to the store and get a hamburger, right? Even with in a simpler form, let me just say it like this. They control the market space. How about that? Does that make sense? Not to use it, I don't want to change it to a McDonald's type thing, because yes, you can, even that, you can open a restaurant. You can make a burger. But it's the name recognition. It's the way it's put in front of your face on the Super Bowl, the Grammys, the American Music Awards, BET, MTV, posters, the radio, Spotify. They control the market share, and Like I said, it's the big three, and they don't look like you. This is Sony. This is Rob. This is Rob Stringer from Sony. This is Warner Music. And here you go. This is Lucien Grant from Universal. Wow.
But that goes to what you said when you use the word perpetuity, though. There's nothing proprietary about hip hop, though, Mark. Like you said, it's not like this. It's not like this is tequila. Tequila can only be made in Mexico. No other country can manufacture tequila. Now, you can own a tequila company, but somehow Mexico is going to benefit off all tequila. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, and I'm in agreement with you when you said that, when you said proprietary, perpetuity, you know what I'm saying? This is why, blacks could never own hip hop, because of like the perpetuity that you can just kind of like, well, you can do this. If you can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean? And Megazar hit the nail on the head when he used the word leverage. And that's really what kind of owns hip hop, is being able to leverage your dollars into be saying like, yo, I got the money, you got the skills. What skill? That's just kind of like wasted talent. You're able to do something that most people can't do, but you still got bills and you live in the project. So what you gonna do? You gonna make some money? It's about who leveraged each other, and when it's time to sign a contract, you leverage your control. You get what you negotiate.
Well, but if I got the power, and 9 times out of 10, that's why they like to sign younger acts. We like to get people while they're young in the music industry, because it's easier to manipulate people who are younger because they're impressionable. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I understand it. I agree wholeheartedly with you, Mark, but that's still not owning. That's controlling.
Nigga, control, owner, you call it what you want to. You can't.
That's about the same. Controlling and owning.
Say this, because I can shape the trajectory of what you rap about, because I sign your check. I tell you, stop all that Public Enemy shit. I want to hear some gangster shit. Guess what you doing? Then you creating gangster shit. I want to hear crack music. And then you selling that and pushing that crack music. Mm-hmm. I can control the narrative I can shape it how I want to. You can say I don't own it, cool. I signed the checks. And if I say I don't want to hear this type of music, you're not making that music. And you're gonna make the music I want you to make, or you're gonna sit your ass on the shelf and know.
Oh, guess what? And then the people could be like, man, we don't want to hear that shit. We want to hear this. Money begets money. So they gonna go wherever the money going until they could control it, and that's what they did. But that's just like ownership is when Michael Jackson owned the Beatles. That's called ownership. When anytime a Beatles song got played, Michael Jackson got paid, and it's their music. He has shit to do with their music.
By that logic, you're more right. You stand making a point for me. These people that I showed on the screen own it. These are the CEOs of the companies that these people are signed to, and they own the publishing. Most of these musicians don't own the publishing.
Well, the CEO don't own the publishing either. The record label owns the publishing. The CEOs don't own that publishing. That belongs to the establishment. They just run the company.
But as the CEO of the company, he has the final say of what's going to be done.
But that's what I basically said, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I basically said that.
Once again, people, you see what we're doing? There's the sequence of the conversation, and when the sequence is not in its proper order, it starts getting convoluted, and then we'll start saying the verse.
Let me get it back on point. Hey, Megazar, you know, Barry Gordy owned the label. He owned a lot of that publishing too, though, right?
Yeah, you're gonna own it for the first 30 years. That's part of the contract.
That's the lifetime of an artist, man.
That's the lifetime of them actually performing. It's set up to when they stop performing that they get paid, though.
Yeah. But when you a Nas and you've been in the game for 30 going on 35 years, you know what I'm saying? So this takes it back to your conversation about being a culture vulture, though, Mark. It's better to sell your masters before, you know what I'm saying, before they become almost useless, because after a while now you own them, and it's just like, yo, why not sell them when they're worth something, so to speak? You know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of people are doing. And that's what I kind of heard them explain to themselves. It's just like, I'm going to get it back in 30 years anyway. So why not sell it for $100 million and get my sweat equity and get paid for it? And then I'm going to get it back in maybe 30 years or so.
And check it out. And they can even do revisions in the meantime.
That's true.
They can do revisions in the meantime to get
like
paid
they
off
say,
the
ain't nobody. But like they say, you can't go back and recapture Doggy Style. Snoop can't go back and do Doggy Style again. Nas can't go back to the projects in '94. But that's why they don't do revisions, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You can't go back.
Of course. But Nas owns his masters now.
But they license it out. They don't necessarily always quote unquote sell it. No, I licensed it to you for X amount of time too. Some people straight up sell it though, and they don't own nothing. They literally sell their shit for $1 or $2. Get tricked in contracts. There's a lot of horror stories out there, but I passed the mic.
Yeah.
Got a couple comments. Mark Summers say Megazord knows his shit. Very smart brother. Piro say Lake, you're half right about tequila. Con Shinery say they finance and distribute it. Just read some comments, y'all. Y'all go ahead. Good point, Mark. Piro just said. Yeah. I mean, everybody cooking. Everybody cooking.
I mean, my thing is, I disagree with the brother that says ownership trumps innovationship. Only if in a capitalistic society, yes. Yes. And while we at it, again, show me anything that anybody else owns in America of a small ethnic group where they created it and then they own it. That came from the ghetto. That come from that come from the less fortunate, as you will.
I guess MAGA. I guess that's their shit now.
I mean, I'm just saying, but that's not less fortunate though.
That's MAGA. Exactly.
That's not less. That's not less fortunate.
Niggas don't even own Black Lives Matter.
Niggas don't own toilet paper. So what the fuck is we talking about? Like when niggas talking about ownership, niggas don't own drawers. What a black underwear company at?
Niggas don't.
Give Master P a chance. He'll get to it.
I'm be real with you, and we won't buy his shit because they're gonna be ugly and tacky looking. Like Master P done.
Hey, Megazord, I invite you to go to my digital pop-up store. I sell my own line of underwear for men and women, and yeah, you know what I'm saying.
And we salute. I salute you behind that because we need our own Hanes or Fruiter. When niggas get to talk about rule, you don't own hip hop, nigga. We don't own nothing.
Not a goddamn thing.
We don't own nothing. But I tell you this. My bad. What you say, sis? My bad.
I was gonna say, but Megazord, okay, you said that about Master P, right? But if we was to support him more, maybe the merchandise would look a little better.
Well, I would say this about Master P. Master P has the right ideas, but at some point you got to pass the design on to somebody. Like you got to bring somebody in. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Master P, probably thought about Yeti cups before Yeti, but them hoes had a tank on it and the nigga face on the side. Like it was something that was like, man, I don't want that.
It never heard of it.
No, I'm just being funny. Like the Manyatis. You got a pair of Manyatis, Mark?
Nah, it never heard of it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But
I got a problem with that. He felt like he had to use that name, that Italian European style name, in order to make it seem fashionable. Man, you could have went with like.
Well,
you probably could have just.
Well, look, he tried the P's. He tried the Master P's. He tried
ugly.
He tried to go with the brand recognition, and y'all clowned him.
You know why? Because Master P needs to be an angel investor. Get behind the scenes, brother. You don't have the eye for not talent. You don't have the eye for design. Like shit. What else do we need to show you? We don't support your shit because it don't look like. He had some brilliant ideas, like the ice cream machine shit. That shit was brilliant. That shit was brilliant.
I think the problem with not trying to just gang up on Brother Miller, because I have a high respect for Mr. Percy Miller. You know what I'm saying? I like what he did, but I do agree with what Megazord is saying, is that after a while, Master P's brand and how he tried to market himself in No Limit, which was effective, also at a time became cliche because it was such an oversaturation of it, because how he swarmed the game and flooded the streets. He literally bled the block like a dope boy would. only with music and content. And he killed the game. But when he tried to branch out into other things, I agree he should have probably been an angel investor, because once he lent his name to it and put his face in front of it, I didn't like how a lot of successful blacks felt the need to. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to people, man, what's the one brother who on the other channel now? He used to be on TV a lot. You don't even see him too much.
You talking about Byron Allen.
Yeah. He realized, hey man, you know, shout out to OGs who sacrificed so much for the game, and the culture wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? The Avants, you know, Mr. Avant and Robert Townsend and all these people who they realized that, hey, look, I got this success. And sometimes, and I don't just say this because of who I am and how I was brought up, but, you know, we've got to one day as a culture, when we finally get the more important conversations out the way, we need to take a time to honor all the spooks by the door.
For sure.
Who didn't need the spotlight. And the only reason why this nigga got the spotlight was because this nigga wasn't worried about it.
Let me say something real quick. Hey, Megazar, Blockbuster in the chat. Shout out to Blockbuster. Said people, let me go back to it. He said our history. He said people need to know their history. Read 1865 to 1965. Our communities were destroyed. There's a reason why we don't own. Any and everything was taken.
Yeah, we know that. That's common knowledge. That ain't, he acting like that's some sacred knowledge from the Kabbalah or something. We know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, first and foremost, let me say, everybody on this panel, we have these discussions all the time. We didn't just pop up out the blue to have this discussion. This channel, I champion this channel because we always come back to this discussion of our history and our exploits throughout history and what we've done through history. We know why we don't own things, but my thing is we have billionaires today. We should be owning some shit. Some of that shit need to change today. You can't say that we got our stuff took from us and blah, blah, blah. And we got billionaires, we got millionaires. Black folks got more money than we've ever had in this country today. Don't get me wrong, there's a bigger number of us that's poor, but the number of us that's rich exceeds the number that we ever had that was rich. And why we don't own nothing now, still with millions and billions. Still don't own nothing of consequence. We had BET at one point. Not no more. Viacom got that shit today. We had things at certain points. So it ain't like I'm sitting here punching down on us as a people, man. I'm from East Dallas. Right around the block, we were building shanty shade houses in the early 1930s and 40s, and they was bombing our shit here. You don't hear about that, but you heard about Black Wall Street. They was bombing our houses. We didn't even have electricity or plumbing in our houses, and they was bombing our shit. On top of putting us in the community that's likely to flood. So trust me, I know my history down to the point to where I'm from. I just tell them, Mark, I got 200 years of my family history. So hey, you dealing with people that know their history over here. I'm just saying, with all what we have today, we can't pass the buck no more. It's time to stop passing the buck.
I love you.
Love you too, soldier. It's time to stop passing the buck. Let anyone tell it we the most educated we ever been today. We're the most career-oriented that we've been today. We have the most millionaires up into the hundreds of millions today. And why the hell we don't own nothing then?
That's that Dame Dash minded right there, man. He preaches, ownership more. So, nowadays we got leverage, man. You said the word leverage earlier, man. That's what we in America, that's the capitalistic way to do things. We leverage other people's work. It was Master P who was talking about Patti LaBelle. People think that's Patti LaBelle's pies. Those are great value pies. If she made $20 million on it, who you think made the other 80 when it made 100 million? Great value made the 100. The 80 while she made the 20. So, it's all about leverage. Beyonce, she had the Darion, but according to some people, it flopped. Now, Adidas is leveraging her name and her daughter's name right now. So, she gets that leverage, she gets that money. But like, what is the saying though, Mark? What is it like? Yo, wouldn't you rather own 20% of something than 100% of nothing? Like if you're not really profiting off that, because like right now, as much as somebody like a Dame Dash talk about ownership, he gonna have to start showing and proving. Master P might have to start showing and proving a little bit more as well, because you're just gonna look like one of those persons that owns 100% of nothing rather than getting leverage of maybe 20% of 100 million or $1 billion company, if that makes sense to anybody.
I remember hearing Dame talking about like, yo, he said the whole goal was to sell. I heard him, Jay, Dame, Biggs. It was like the whole point was to make something big and sell it, and then and flip it. And he was
and flip it. You're right, Mark.
That's the fundamental. That's the fundamental thing about business, dude. You grow and blossom a company to sell it. So to make it seem, somebody said that in the chat, like what makes that sellout? No, you do business. Nobody's trying to work forever, man. You grow and blossom a business to sell it. So that's a fundamental business practice, right there.
Anybody tries to go into anything, trying to just hold on to it and sit there like Gollum with the ring in a cave. You're that's not the plan. Like I used to have saying, let's get it, flip it, and do it again. Get it, flip it, and do it again.
But looking back, it ain't that easy though. Sometimes all you have is that one idea. Like that one was your one. Dame, his one was Rockefeller. He ain't had another one since. You get what I'm saying? Looking back, maybe that buying and flipping and selling it to them ain't always what's up.
Valid point. It's one of those things about discernment. And I always said that as much as we value knowledge and wisdom, we devalue discernment, not understanding that you got to understand why you're on the boat. God troubled them waters because Jonah was on the boat. To them other sailors on the boat, they just saw the troubled waters. Good thing they had discernment and realized that it ain't for me, it's for this nigga, and got him to fuck up off that boat. Or Leviathan would have ate that whole boat. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that sometimes we make these little goofy decisions because we don't have that discernment, and I can't knock no individual for that because we've all done that. But as a culture, like I say, as we laugh and talk our shit, come on, let's learn. Whether it's me or whether it's anybody else, let's learn.
Foodie said,
I agree 100%.
Foodie said, yes, you scale your business to sell it to a larger company versus competing and getting swallowed up. Cue the TDJ voice. But go ahead. What's up, Foodie?
446921766. Join that mix.
No, I agree. But it seemed like the notion of when we get to talking about creation, the ownership shit, it doesn't get thrown in. It's like it's thrown in to devalue us actually being the creators of it. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're trying to switch up the tempo. Like the thing is what the thing is. Like we still own it. And people found a way to control it. Let's keep it a bidding. This is America. We're not at the helm of the resources. Somebody else is gonna control it because we're not at the helm of the resources. You know what I'm saying? So who's ever... My bad, go ahead, sis.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrupt you. I have a question. Do you think we should have just kept it underground?
That's hard, but how can you tell somebody who just out expressing themselves doing this and somebody step to them and be like, hey, I'm gonna make you rich? It's kind of hard to tell them to be like, they should have had the foresight to see, nah, I'm gonna keep this shit, keep it poor with my people and be cold. It's kind of hard to tell somebody who's enduring poverty. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to tell somebody who to see the large picture. You know, it's kind of hard to try to tell them your pops wasn't no gangster, he was just a lost nigga. It's like kind of hard to get them to see the large picture.
Right.
Yeah,
especially
that's
when
almost like asking the difference between silk pajamas and waking up still stepping on roaches, though, Lisa. So it's just like, hey, man, y'all want them silk pajamas or y'all want to still smash them roaches every day?
Well, we're not trying to be funny because this is actually a real shit. one of the older Panthers that I grew up around as a kid, he would kind of jokingly, when he'd get fucked up, talk about how hard it was to be a Panther sitting in southern Los Angeles with this black leather shit on, sweating his ass off, broke. When at the same time, these niggas would literally pay you to get back to selling dope and robbing niggas. Just to stop doing this.
Yo, I was talking to my my old lady the other day, and I was like, I wonder if the Migos, because you know, Quavo, Takeoff was the uncle, right? He was Quavo's uncle, right? And their cousin.
No, nephew.
I'm sorry, no, Takeoff is the uncle. Yeah, yeah, he's the uncle is Takeoff. Nephew is I'm sorry, yeah, Takeoff is the uncle. Quavo is the nephew.
I thought Quavo was the uncle, to be honest with you, bro. And
yeah, I thought it was Quavo the uncle. I thought it was Quavo's the uncle, and that's why they was so fucked up. That's why you put your nephew in that situation.
His sister. His mother is his sister, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, my whole point is this: would you trade it all to have your family back? Like, because if you guys were never the Migos, you never meet Jay Prince, you guys are never in Houston, you guys are never in that bowl alley, would you trade it all to have him back? You get what I'm saying?
Of course we would. Of course you would trade it all, because that's a hindsight. That's a 2020 thing. That's the hindsight thing. You know what I'm saying? Because if they could take that one night back, I'm pretty sure they all would, because they still were the Migos before that. Now, if you ask them to go back to Gwinnett, Georgia, when they didn't have shit to trade it all back.
Yes, rewind it all the way back. Homie might be like, nah, because we had a lot of good times together that we would enjoy forever, or we might have died in the streets. You get what I'm saying, or in jail. If we never made it, right?
Well, hip hop being in this fifth decade, man, it's actually a blue collar entity now. You don't have to be in the industry. You can be blue collar and be a artist. You know what I'm saying? You can perform at La Russell. You can do the La Russell route, or you can perform at local places. You can make $1 doing what you love, but you're just not going to reach those heights. So to answer your question, Mark, you can go back and do it. But it's just like it's about like how far or how high you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like after 5 decades, definitely hip hop is blue collar, because we don't know everybody who's making money off this genre. You know, you go to restaurants and they got a DJ in there. If it's like a kind of like a turned up restaurant while you eating downtown in Atlanta somewhere, or off north side, you get some food, and you got a woman on the ones and twos while you in there eating. So she making money being a DJ. Yeah. But she not a prominent DJ.
Which brings me back to a whole nother which was in the actual thumbnail. Is this cultural? Is it cultural appropriation? Do you guys think that's what's going on with hip hop, or is it the culture is just impacting more people and it's spreading globally, but everybody's not quote unquote co-oping? It's not cultural appropriation where it's exploitation. Like, no, these people are part of the culture. She's part of hip hop. Or is it code switching? Like, yeah, I'm a part of hip hop when I'm around y'all niggas getting this money, but when I go back home with my Jean-Cletas on and we playing salsa music and we ain't playing no rap in my fucking family house.
I say it's both.
I would say I'd say all are equal parts of equal parts of the totality of it. Meaning that, yeah, they want to be. It's the cookout. It's like you said about your show, Mark. It's the cookout. You know what I'm saying? And you've got those who, sis belong here, bro belong here. Some people that's sis friend. Some people you just the nigga that sis friend brought. And just because ain't nobody stole on you, and this is your second time at the cookout, that doesn't allow you to get so comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna try it. And I think I hate to sound like a beating a dead horse, but I really think that our generation still, Gen X, and with these younger generations, what we're doing is it's like a blackface moment. It's a blackface moment where they're going to have to realize that certain things aren't flying with us no more. And they're going to have to learn how to conduct themselves at the cookout. And in the meantime, niggas will get knocked the fuck out. It's going to happen. You know, somebody's going to, yes, your homeboy that you brought, yeah, he might get stolen on and robbed. Because he didn't realize, no, you're not like us. It's happening, right? It's happening culturally.
I'm gonna say both. Now, this is where the Latinos should take their rightful place and stand up, because I would say in that last half of the 70s into the early 80s, they were an ingratiated mainstay in hip hop at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were a ingratiated mainstay at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because 20 to 30 years had passed by from that initial, the hip hop history that isn't recorded, the 60s, which was really the same thing. It's just the music changed. It was really the same shit going on. Niggas dancing in the park. They show it on the documentary. They were borderline breakdancing in the 60s with the shit they was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the documentary shows that. So when they mama them first got here in the late 50s, early 60s, by the time they come to the late 70s, early 80s, when they grew up, you have an entire generation of Latinos, Dominicans, Cubans, all the Boricuas. They had a whole generation that grew up with us now. Now they're properly ingratiated into this shit. So yeah, now we start marking with it because the entire generation grew up with it and was able to see it and enjoy it from a youth. They didn't have no part, they didn't partake in any of its creation, but that didn't mean they didn't have anything to do with the innovation that's coming after the creation. So yeah, you have people who was with this shit like Crazy Legs and all them niggas, them niggas, this was their life. You know what I'm saying? But then you do have the part where it's appropriation, and that's where you get the people that come in and use hip hop to go on our audience to eventually go down the stream and do country, like Post Malone. Like, I used to tell people when we were in the same spot with this dude, I said, say, man, this dude comes from a rich family. He's only here to garner niggas like y'all that don't know shit to be on him because he got some little accolades here and there. And eventually he gonna turn his back on this shit because he don't come from this. And that's exactly what he did. He was a full-fledged country star with Beyonce singing on goddamn halftime shows now. Country. Not White Iverson. Not none of the shit that blew him up, so to speak. He's a full-fledged country star now. They slowly doing the same thing with Jack Harlow. They rolling them out to be something else other than this. They're using it to build their popularity, appropriating it until they can get it to its apex and shift them on and do something else.
Okay, let me say something real quick, and I'll go right to you, Clips. Let me say this, because some people might not know what this term means. Cultural appropriation. What is it? Cultural appropriation is when a person or a group adopts aspects of a culture without understanding or respecting its original meaning or context. How real is that? I think that happens often with hip hop. People don't know or respect or understand, the original meaning or context of some of the practices, the knowledge, the symbols, or the music and the culture of the dress of hip hop. So I think it's very possible that a lot of people might adopt and adapt to cultural appropriation in hip hop. And are very profitable off of it too. Examples of cultural appropriation: wearing a sombrero as part of a Mexican quote unquote costume. They wrote dressing up as a person with a disability that you do not have. Exploitation, when a dominant culture takes part of minority cultures without compensation or credit. Now, shout out to Tupac's mom. She said it best. She said exploitation is fine. It's gonna happen. But there should not be no exploitation without compensation, because that's when it's cultural appropriation. Exploitation without compensation. There we go. I just wanted to get that out there because I thought some people
sound like young Jesse Jackson right there.
Go ahead, bro.
Well, that's good. He said that. He said that without the there can't be exploitation without compensation, because then that's appropriation. To build a better nation, as I did with the anticipation. Oh man, that was dope.
Yeah.
Remind me of Miley Cyrus or Kid Rock.
Well, I know up here, there's a white dude. He don't even rap no more. Named Steve. They used to call him Steve the Recruit. He ran with Gotta Hustle, and he had these little white dudes from Parma in the east part of Cleveland who were his hype boys, and he would get mad because we'd always say the tall, skinny, goofy kid was actually the best rapper out the bunch. His name was Kelly. And yeah, and you know, when you see with Machine Gun Kelly's career, no diss to him, you know, he's just a basic white boy from Ohio. Like, yeah, he can rap and he does, you know, whatever, but no, he's more a rock and roll dude. But no, it's going to take him about 2 or 3 albums for, you know, he shows that to you, because just like Megazar saying, you know, I'm not mad at Post Malone, I'm not mad at Kelly, but you know, then as somebody who knew what I was looking at, I knew what was going to happen.
Well, I tell you this, an example of somebody that grew up in hip hop roots and stayed hip hop was Vanilla Ice.
Yeah,
Vanilla Ice, and this is me speaking, huh?
He started doing rock too. I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, you said it earlier, Megazar, when you said the Beasties, man.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but I'm saying the only reason, that Vanilla Ice was experimenting with that. He was a hip hop b-boy nigga from my uncle then was his people. Like, he was the only white boy walking through the projects. Like, there wasn't no farce, that wasn't fake. Vanilla Ice was really on that. Like, he was a real rap nigga, white boy that could dance better than most black dudes. Then they found out he could rhyme, because Vanilla Ice from Grand Prairie, but he was in Hamilton Park. And the connection between Hamilton Park and East Dallas is we all bloods. So my uncle and them would go to Hamilton Park, and they would be, you know what I'm saying, they would see the white boy rapping. So they got cool with him, and to the point to where he was coming back to the projects, to where on Studio Hall, he said, I want to thank East Dallas Projects. And he would come and buy candy. It was a small gesture, but it was big to us. Wasn't no diamond selling artist walking through the goddamn projects buying nobody nothing. But him, he was. So, and he maintained that. Even wore that shit on his sleeve, and what's called Suge Knight and whooped his ass when he went. He was claiming East Dallas and shit in California and got his ass whooped for it. But when he was around him, Suge Knight wasn't fucking with him when he had his black partners around him, because still waters run deep. So yeah, he started experimenting with that shit later on in life when he was bored and didn't have shit. And guess what? Rock niggas didn't take him serious either, because they knew he was a rap nigga. So I mean, I get it. Like when you're dealing with this level of marketability, there's gonna be appropriation. Like when you put the machine behind shit to the degree that it's at, of course people gonna take the best aspects of this and run with it. That's just a natural thing. That's just how this shit goes. Like when Jay-Z was playing Glastonbury, 2 Rockheads was pissed off at that shit. It was like, this nigga don't even know how to play a guitar. Why is he headlining Glastonbury?
From Oasis said I couldn't pay guitar. Somebody should have told him I'm a fucking rock star.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is.
They did a song together a couple years after all that shit.
Right.
And that goes to show you that some of that, like, but no, you're so right, Megazar. Like, you know that I didn't mean to break your train of thought, brother. But you're so right. It's like, this is what it is. You get these times where you get the genuine articles, the Beastie Boys, your MC Search, who I believe is legit. You know what I'm saying? Because MC Search could have did Nas dirty so many 1,001 ways. But that's why even when Jay-Z tried to hit him with the, I know who I paid, man, Searchlight Publishing, Search was like, nah, Nas's paperwork was good. Nah, actually, like.
He said, Nas get paid every time that song was spent. Nas got a check for that.
Yeah. He's like, yes, I am MC Search of Searchlight Publishing.
Yeah, he said, all I did was clear the sample. I got a fee for clearing the sample, But the sample, Nas get paid for that.
He did not. Like, I always bring that up because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know you know Megazar, and I'm sure you know Mark. That was a real homie, spooked by the door moment, true ally moment from John Brown shit, where he should have totally 100% came up off this 17, 16-year-old kid from Queens who's just a poet fucking virtuoso and doesn't even know it because he's too busy in the streets. But instead, he cuts him a square. I don't get him a square record deal. He cuts him a square publishing deal.
Yeah. And gave him one of the best deals for an entry-level rapper, man, where he get all those points on his albums, man. So,
man, let me go on mute. Talk to him, man. Come on, man.
Nah, for
yeah,
sure.
that was a good deal.
To the point where Nas shouted him out, was like, shout out to MC Search, how much the catalog worth. I always created so people could get a part of my, you know what I'm saying? Like, Search, like, I ate for years off of Illmatic alone.
Come on. And that's how you do that when you're a non-black in hip-hop culture. You don't sit there and do little dumb shits like, oh, I'm hip-hop and I'm blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. You notice anytime MC Search speaks on hip-hop, he's always on the right shit. Even when he did his white rapper show, wasn't that such a genius show to try to show white rappers how corny you look when you try to do this? But he did that without dissing them, because if you're really that nice, I will get you on.
Now, Search has always been on the right side, bro.
Why did MC Search and Pete Nice fall out? Because Pete Nice was what? He was a Post Malone MGK nigga, even though Pete Nice was taking nicer. But as they started growing and getting more popular, Pete Nice wanted to do that shit. And what did MC Search say? I respect that. Like, right. You know that, if we're talking about Fat Joe and what's going on now, we've seen this before, but we've seen it done right.
Yep, that's true. That's like those moments are few and far between, but we have seen it done right.
Yeah, I'm just curious how Fat Joe went from saying we black to Puerto Ricans did this and Latinos. I was like, I thought you like last year he turned black, like turned black.
What happened is he saw a check in it for him, and it's even a story about how Pun even started making him saying we need to do something for the Puerto Ricans. Like Cuban Links say that all the time, man. Joe wasn't on that shit. It was Pun that was saying we need to do something to big up our people. Joe wasn't on that shit.
That is
yeah, because him and Nore came out with that track. What they got? Latin's going platinum on that Capital Punishment.
Mm-hmm.
It's out. What? We made it happen.
What? It happened.
Yeah, made it on the corner.
With the horns.
Latin's going platinum. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And a lot of people didn't even know Nore was Dominican. People still don't even recognize that Fabulous is Dominican, and that's the dope thing about.
Yeah,
I thought Nore was like half Puerto Rican. Yeah, he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, half Puerto Rican. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know, because I know on the Drink Champs, him and Fab was talking about both being Dominican too.
Nah, Nore always say that dumb stuff where he say he nigga Rican.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then when Nore get on Drink, I love shout out to Nore, but on his show he everybody homie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you're right.
But that goes back to what we was talking about before, man. Like now we taking it back to a geographical landscape when we start saying Puerto Rican, Dominican, as opposed to saying like, are you black or are you white? Because if you're saying that you black, then you can still be included, dude. But if you're going to just go from this Puerto Rican standpoint, this geographical landscape standpoint, then you got to have an argument with your people. Because are you from La Isla? Are you from Puerto Rico? Because they going to call you New Yorican anyway. So, you waving your flag. So it's just like, you're going to have to put a case on that right there. You know what I'm saying?
And I can't speak on this. I wish we had some really speak on this more, but that's even a more interesting thing, because the whole history of that island, you have more Puerto Ricans in the continental United States, particularly the tri-state area, than on the island. And many of them have been on there for a few generations now and have their own little culture, their own little whatever. It's very common that many of them don't really speak Spanish as much as Spanglish type stuff. And does he really speak for Puerto Rican culture? Because like Mekazar was alluding to, Fat Joe was the nigga from the Bronx who just happened to be light-skinned. Oh, yeah, no, I'm not light-skinned, I'm Puerto Rican. To when he came back out with Terror Squad and Pun. Yeah, Boricua, Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying? And anybody who was watching knew that, that was Pun in them. That was Beat Nuts. And then the Lower East Side boys really pushing that line, the LES cats.
That's facts.
And
Cuban Link, all them dudes.
Yeah, true to life. Yeah, true to life. Yeah, Cuban Link, true to life. All them dudes, Triple Says, you know what I'm saying? All them dudes. And the thing that was dope about them.
Yeah, I remember them.
Aguilar.
Ooh, yeah, forgot about him.
Yeah, like a lot of niggas.
Yeah, and the thing that was dope about them was these was real New York grimy dudes who just happened to be nice. Like Mark, Lisa, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's a difference between a gangster rapper and a gangster who raps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got some of his mixtapes.
Yeah, especially when he's actually good too. That's, you know what I'm saying? That evolution eventually became what we now know as drill music.
Yeah.
And in different Spanish cultures, you have different versions of it where, all that crazy shit that you're singing along to, you know, all that shit really happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. And then when you think about regionally, dude, should we give Fat Joe a pass because he's coming from the lens of a nigga from the Bronx? Just like when it comes to gang shit, you can't tell a Southern Cali nigga nothing. Even though that East Dallas nigga, that Gary, Indiana, little YN, ain't never seen Cali, ain't even got an uncle from Cali, but he sure enough will crash out for that bandana. He bang and tell him he's a fake blood or a crip.
You in for a world of goddamn trouble. I'm telling you. Shit.
See how that play out. I'm gonna just go fall back and see how that play out, man. So, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, it's like sometimes you got to give Cali niggas a pass for some of their recklessness and not necessarily kick them out the cookout, but maybe sit them down and talk to them and let them know, you know, all right.
Well, I mean, like, it is what it is, but everywhere is, you got to understand that hood politics is everywhere. And what reigns supreme in your hood, it don't reign supreme over here, bro. We in a whole different fucking climate. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like they were saying, like, when East Coast started gangbanging. Well, it's only natural that it would come that way. Like, it's something that black youth, well, youth, not even black youth around the globe do. It's gonna be fratricidal violence. This is what it's gonna be.
But just like hip hop, man, people bought into the same way we was talking about that people sell hip hop, man. People start selling gang ties, man. You can buy your way into a gang now. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's turning down $1, dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing, you know, just keeping it on track of what we have been saying.
That's facts.
You know, well, you leveraging your gang ties. That's mafioso. That's pretty much what the mob was. They was protection. You know, they gave you muscle. So you buying your muscle by joining this gang right here.
Right. And and not to lift up the hood too much and let people see how the machine works, but you follow the inception of gangs as you know it in the Midwest and in LA and follow the drug trade.
My bad, bro. I was reading the comments.
That was
my bad,
talked
bro.
about in the
yeah, I was gonna say that too, Lisa.
In the documentary, Shah LaRock. What's her name? Shah LaRock.
Yeah.
Shah LaRock.
Yeah.
Rock, yeah, Scholar Rock from BDP. Like, yeah, people don't know his story. Rest in peace.
No,
not Scott Rock. We talking about Shy
No,
Rock, the female MC.
Shy Rock, the female
Oh,
from
okay.
Funky 4+1.
Oh, yeah.
Shy Rock.
Oh, what
Gotta
they
watch,
did?
watch it. It's good, man. You got to see it.
Yeah. They implemented gang culture into that. What's the name? You would be surprised to see what you're gonna see. Clipper.
I love Just Ice from back in the day because, you know, he was pushing 5% shit. And like I said, because I grew up around what I grew up around, even though I was a 6, I knew 5 slang. You know what I'm saying?
I met him before, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Megan know what I'm talking about. Like, if you had to grow up around either SOI, especially during the 80s, if you didn't grow up around SOI, Vice Lords, or whatever like that, a lot of hip-hop went over your head.
I mean, a lot of it's people nation, folk nation. Like you know what I'm saying? And depending on where you get it from, you're gonna get 6 ideology, or you're gonna get 5 ideology.
Exactly.
It just so happened that when you deal with 5 ideology, it can't be no 5%ers around, or they feel like they have, you know what I'm saying, like they have a right to speak on that, because all this shit derives from the same lineage and the same line. It's just that people did what they wanted to do with it. Like, It's no different. When Clarence 13X broke from the mosque, he didn't create what the lessons were. He just put his spin on the lessons. So when Chief Malik and Jeff Fort got what they got, they put they spin on them same lessons. Like, all this shit derives from one place. Mm-hmm. It's just given. The game is just given different depending on where you at, depending on the slang, depending on the culture of the people. Right. Like, cause we didn't get it. Who didn't get
Chief Malik? You talking about Dr. York?
No, I'm talking about Jeff Fort. Jeff Fort.
No, you said Chief Malik. You talking about Dr. York?
No, I'm talking about Chief Malik. That's Jeff Fort. His name is like when they transferred, when the Peace Stones went to the when the Peace Stones went to El Rookin, when they changed they were just the Stones at first. Then they became the Peace Stones, and they became the Black Peace Stones, and they became the El Rookin. When they became El Rookin, when they got that funding from Gaddafi, he changed his name to Chief Malik when he was doing the bid, and he was like, you know, like that's where the whole ideology started kind of shifting, and they started seeing, oh, I like this. Let me take this from the more, and they were leaning more on the Moorish side of Islam.
And on the Sikh side, of things, we was coming from a more Hebrew Israelite. We was like, you know what I'm saying? We was gangsters. We was supreme gentlemen. And you know what I'm saying? But anytime any other gang, from the Crowns to the Mickey Cobras to Peace Stone Rangers, would try to do the extortion game, protection game on us, they would realize we would get gangster, even though we were gentlemen. And so from then we started getting called black gangsters. And then when the black gangsters got with the disciples, we got known as gangster disciples. But we was all Hebrew Israelite, all other, in other words, Moorish science. It was all Moorish science.
It was all Moorish science.
But there's a growth and development part too of the GDs.
Yeah, they did. When Larry was sitting down and got a chance to look at it, you know what I'm saying, and look at the whole forest instead of just the individual trees, and saw the thing that he created going astray. You know what I'm saying? He first wrote the blueprint, and he saw that the blueprint wasn't 100% being implemented, but the whole thing was growth and development already got put down. But still, and I have to say, my generation, we was part of the problem. Okay, now we wasn't allowed to function on the fuckery under the GD flag because we're an organization and a nation. We ain't allowed to do that. But we could click up and run with our crew. And that's when it started bleeding over. And that's when you started seeing the conservative vice lord is ones who used to be GDs in Chicago. The conservative vice lord used to be a GD, or they used to be a Stone or a Mo. And a lot of them started coming together. So it's like this shit run deeper than most people could think. And like I'm saying, you think about at that time, Fred Hampton, Jeff Fort, Larry Hoover, you got this type of element amongst us. You know what I'm saying? These niggas know each other. They talk.
That's what I'm saying. They all, and you know, they families from Alabama and Mississippi, they come from the deep South.
Yeah, these are old Geechee. These are like what we was talking earlier with the
Yeah,
story. These are
the
Geechee.
Geechee shit. That's that Geechee shit.
Whenever you're laughing about me when I talk about Ohio and my family, it's like, no, if you come from these old families, there's these old stories where I got certain people who we're not blood related, but we go back 6, 7 generations.
Now, the Geechee culture is real, very real.
Yeah, we know each other. We good. We gonna be all right. He might come from a completely different gang or whatever, but as long as I'm respectful, I can be in his neighborhood real comfortable, and vice versa. Because I'm gonna make sure it's just my duty to make sure Megazar's okay when he come to Youngstown. That's my brother.
Well, to 40 point, like the 5 and the 6 culture, it really wasn't even on the East Coast like that. Like this is Midwest. This is really Midwest, not Southern California, Southern Carolina, some parts of North, some parts of Atlanta. Like this is really that. Like it wasn't even an East Coast thing. This was really a Midwest thing. Like, because if we want to keep it a bidding, the most prominent Islamic cultures, the most prominent Hebrew cultures come from the Midwest. It's Detroit down to Chicago. That's the Mecca and Medina on the in the Western Hemisphere. Am I lying, Clips?
No, you're telling the truth, because many of the Moorish cultures, we were still practicing Ifa. We're like a lot of people with the GD, the pitchforks, or the trident. You know what I'm saying? All right, if you study Ifa and look up the symbol for Eshu. You know what I'm saying? The whole devil iconography, and look up Eshu. You know what I'm saying? That's why people would get it twisted when they would see the pitchforks or the different spin-offs from the folks nation who were devils, devil's disciples and blah, blah, blah. That was, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of that was also the rebellion, because a lot of people, we were from them cultures who didn't get converted. We still practice the old ways. In Chicago was founded by John Baptiste. Am I correct? Am I saying his name right?
The Sabo. The Sabo. That's what the Sabo Museum is. You're right. He's Haitian.
Right. Like people don't understand that the Moors, and not trying to big us up like that, but after 1804, and that's why you can't study American history without studying Black history and Black music, because while we were still faking a revolution, which we lost, and then the War of 1812, eventually, which we lost, in 1804, slaves successfully rebelled. Even after Toussaint Louverture was captured, General Dessalines defeated not only Americans, he defeated French, he defeated British, and he defeated Spanish. This is a man who was a slave. Okay? And he was sending troops out all through. They were the ones who founded Colombia. It was Haitian people who sent out and helped free the slaves of Colombia and do that. And that's why Mexico had its anti-slavery laws and everything, because we were spreading out the Western Hemisphere, putting shit down. We had outposts from Haiti going south all the way into Central America and Northern South America, Mexico, all the way up to Chicago, Minnesota, and in different parts of the South, the Carolinas, amongst the Geechee Gullah and the Seminole people, the Morini and all like that, and the Jean de Creole of Louisiana, and that would spill over into Texas. We had these deep cultures where you didn't know it. He might talk country as hell. He from East Dallas. He know what I'm talking about. But when he got behind closed doors, he spoke perfect French. Because that's something his family do. White and Black folks. That's just weird shit. Because it goes back to this old coded language, and a lot of that comes from the music. Because the music would be the way that you would go to a pub or whatever, and you would sing these songs in our different gatherings, and the people who knew the song knew the language. That goes back to braiding our hair. People don't understand you braid your hair a certain way because the braids.
That was just maps.
Yeah, maps. You were telling people the things about death. I've said it before, dignity and pride. You know what I'm saying? The different handshakes was why I was telling you something with my hands, because the soldiers used to do that, the Black soldiers, because you didn't want the white boys to know what you were talking about. And so when you would go in and you would see the brothers after coming in from your patrols, you would shake each other's hands and have that secret conversation, because we needed to know things. Because as you know, in the history of Blacks in the military, they would often play Operation Hide Behind the Darkies and put us in some real fucked up situations.
Yeah, damn right. They say your first infantry, y'all gonna be on the first line. Y'all gonna be the first to die.
Nah, it's just when you, and that's what I'm saying. This started about hip hop, but you see what all hip hop entails. That's what I'm saying. It's the culmination of a journey, of our journey and sojourn in America. It's literally the culmination.
I put it like this. I put it like this to anybody who doesn't understand what we're getting at, or they're trying to kind of put a pin on this. You know, you hear everything we're talking about, all the things that it entails, all the different cultural things. If you come from these different neighborhood, regional cultures, or even background cultures, if you come from the rebellious slaves or the slaves who were never slaves, the indigenous blacks who are already here in America, who've been resisting and doing all this, and we hid our identities and we hid ourselves through our music. Imagine being of this culture, being like us. And 50 years later, we're sitting back looking how we got the whole world singing certain chants who they still don't know what this song really means. But we do. And so we're coming to a point and it's just like in the 20s and 30s, where like I'm going to repeat myself a lot. I'm sorry. It's a blackface moment where it's just like around the throne where we're like, hey, yeah, man, you know what? And all that other shit you was doing, yeah, stop that. We don't like that no more. And you're going to have people going to have a problem with it. And so my real question to y'all is, do we give Fat Joe the pass the same way we would do a Southern Cali person talking about gangbanging? Like, you know what I'm saying? He's got his New York lens on because, yo, I'm from the Bronx, yo. And he don't understand, man, it's deeper than your region. Joseph.
Well, to answer your question, Clips, I think that I said this before during the watch stream where Fat Joe needs to have his Miracle at Santa Ana moment. And you remember when Clint Eastwood made Flags of Our Fathers, and Spike Lee didn't feel like blacks were properly depicted for our involvement in that war. So he came out with Miracle at Santa Ana, like using black actors. And, you know, it kind of got shitted on by critics where it was just like, you did it for this reason. Well, yeah. So if you feel like you're not going to include us, I'm going to do my own version. And what Fat Joe needs to do, and anybody else, maybe a Busta Rhymes, Cool Herc, Grandmaster Flash of Caribbean descent, y'all going to have to come out with y'all documentary or y'all film and offer the same receipts that Tariq and all the other pioneers offered. It's just that simple.
Fair enough.
No, I mean that's how I see it too. And the thing about it, the brother on the West Coast, you gotta understand, their hip hop story, their hip hop moment ain't being told. But trust me, it was some shit going on there in 1975 too, that could parallel to what went on in the Bronx. That could parallel to what all black youth were doing nationwide. It's just that it got highlighted because this is New York, and you know it's been given a birthplace when it was like, this is just where the apex moment happened, where it happened to be recorded, because you know it's the city that never sleeps, and because of the prestige New York has on it.
I look at 1973 Sedgwick Park in the Bronx as the pivotal moment where corporate America met black culture. You know, it was that moment in Avatar where they found the tree.
Well, no, I think that was the moment when I think we finna move in on this shit. I think they was
not black culture though. Go ahead, my bad, Megas. Go ahead.
I think that's the moment when they was like, we're gonna move in on this shit. Because it may be something to this. But I'm pretty sure black folks was gathering, listening to music everywhere.
Oh man, come on, man. Listen, man.
Come on, that's what we did.
Now listen, yeah, on some Ohio shit, I will put it down and say it because they were you can look it up. They were just a doo-wop group. I'm talking about running around with papadoo, slick hairs, and suits, and ooh, till they got on the Chitlin circuit. And because some of Bernie World's family is right here from the east side of Youngstown, they spent a lot of time in what's called Monkey Town back in the day, which is the Sharon line in the east, right by Sharon and Pennsylvania borders, real blessed, real thick on East Youngstown. You know what I'm saying? And especially back in the steel mill days. And so back then they spent 2 years, this Parliament group, who was a doo-wop group. And after 2 years, they came out of Youngstown.
Lisa Bell said that. Lisa Bell said that
from
earlier.
Jersey.
Yeah. Lisa Bell said that earlier.
Hey, so Lisa, what do I always say?
George Clinton is from Jersey. I meant to say.
Yeah, what did that Jersey boy smoke in Youngstown? Because when he left Youngstown, he was wearing a damn wedding dress and coming out of a spaceship.
Yeah.
Because up in Ohio, we had our own, like I always tell Mark, we have a serious bass-driven. As soon as I first heard Marilyn Manson, I knew that boy was from Akron because we do this bass and drum-driven style music. You know what I'm saying? And
that's the birthplace of modern funk. The birthplace of modern funk is Youngstown, Ohio.
Right. But we don't get no movies about us. It's just New York is where the money man. It's okay. We give we'll tip our hat to you. You know what I'm saying? All right, great. You know what I'm saying? But you don't.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Lisa. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna say it. I don't know. I can't say. Go ahead. Because you guys had Watt Stack and all of that.
Oh yeah. Man, I mean, come on. I mean, I'll hold it down. I didn't want to even try to argue with nobody. But you know, we could do our Googles and it. You know, I mean, like I said, what's the man's name? Oh man, it's slipping my mind. Well, Ohio Players. What's his name? Oh, he right up the street. His house right up the street from right where I'm at right now. But yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What was the guy's name from the Ohio Players?
Wrote all the songs. He right up the street, man. Oh man. But yeah.
What's his name from the Ohio Players? The lead singer. Oh fuck.
It's slipping. It's slipping my mind. I ain't even gonna do it to myself right now. But yeah.
Okay.
But my point is, it ain't about Youngstown. It ain't about whatever. You know, I'm sure East Dallas got their little thing and their little spin on how they do it. You know, definitely Gary got their little funk on how they do their whole little thing. You know, just me being a GD, I know the history of the GD spread throughout the Midwest, and one of the first places they went was Gary. And Gary put their own little spice to how the shit was run, because Gary, for the most part, was a stronghold for vice lords for the longest.
Yep.
And so the gangsters.
For the whole GI shoulder, for the whole GI
still is.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's what one of the biggest vice lords says is insane. The insane vice lord.
Right, exactly.
If you think about it, that's why Freddie Gibbs and he got into it with Jim Jones, because Jim Jones is a blood and he started putting that VL.
Yeah, that vamp life.
He was saying that vamp life. He was like, nah, that's vice lord, man. And that, you know, pretty much, long story short, that's the beef. That's the beef Freddie Gibbs said with Jim Jones.
I know some. I grew up with a couple insane vice lords, and like I used to think it was just like all vice lords are insane. He said, "No, this is a set of vice lords. This is just a set. This ain't no."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They were more the militarized version, just like my little chapter of GDs. Because we were out in Cali, we were living amongst rival territory. We had kind of the green light to move a little differently than, say, a traditional gangster disciple set, because we're behind the lines.
Yeah, but like Clips was saying earlier about like people don't even understand when they listen to the music. But we understand the dialect and the language. You would play that Crucial Conflict, and one of the favorite songs on that album was "You Should Have Broke It to the Left," and they don't have no idea what they talking about. So we walking around wearing our hats to the left, and everybody just got that music blast talking about you should have broke it to the left. You better know what the hell you talking about before you just start singing it. You know what I'm saying?
And that Crucial Conflict, that Speed Not Mobsters,
that Speed Not Nice, that twist in the Speed Not Mobster. Yeah.
Yeah. People don't even understand Twista and a lot of that, especially because they was rapping fast, and you were so, oh my God, they're rapping fast, nigga. These niggas is talking Star Wars. Some of their whole albums, like Adrenaline Rush, if you follow, because remember about his cousin getting shot. Adrenaline Rush is all about Star Wars. Down to the song "Get You Wet," because if you listen, he's talking about fucking other from another nigga from the other tribe.
Nah, Twista wanted to say, bro.
Yeah, him and Psychodrama was on that. Psychodrama wasn't no different.
Psychodrama, man, he was nasty. What else? What else did he do, man? Like, and that like me coming from the 6 side of it, I know the 90s was a little rough because for a while it was like the 5 was the only one getting any love, especially from the Oakland area. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that loony shit and everything. People don't understand that was Vice Lord music. Because remember, Oakland niggas wasn't gangbanging and Cali niggas. To this day, I bet you don't. A lot of y'all don't know what "I Got 5 on It" really meant. It wasn't a weed song.
It wasn't.
That was an anthem for Mo Stones and motherfucking Lords.
And if you under the 5, which Pyru, Blood, Latin King,
but a lot of them wasn't doing that by the time that song dropped. A lot of Bloods wasn't doing the 5. UPN was forming by the time that "I Got 5 on It" dropped.
Well, now here, no, I'm be real with you. Here, they was because the Pyru in Houston was already on that shit.
Yeah.
The Pyrus in Houston, like the 5th Ward, like, cause you understand the 5th Ward, the Pyrus, they was already on that shit, bro.
Yeah, that was 5th Ward. Their 5 was 5th Ward, but eventually it just came in because it all made sense. I know what you're talking about.
Well, no, they all linked because they had to, because in Texas they got a thing called Tango Blast in the pen, and that's nothing but Mexicans. So they all had to link together, and that's why Houston was on that Pyru shit. And then, of course, you get people from Houston come here, and it's like, oh no, we all family, we whoopty whoop whoop. So I remember when they got 5 on it, all the older dudes from my hood, it was like an anthem. It was an anthem.
I know I always tell Mark, like, I know me coming from the blue and black side of things, there were certain songs that, oh yeah, it's gonna start some shit if I hear this song. RBX, I got a bluebird on my shoulder, can I kill it? You know what I'm saying? There were certain songs that y'all motherfuckers loved and y'all dance to, y'all got y'all kids singing too, but y'all niggas lost their life to this song because this song had different meaning, and y'all like, oh, that shit's ignorant, and it was like, no, y'all don't get what this song was about. And this song, even like what the people say about drill music, as much as I don't like it, I get it, because that is actually what hip hop's about, because this was some neighborhood shit.
I hate that shit, Clips, man.
Yeah, exactly. This was
it's too authentic. It's too real, man. I don't like it. The motherfuckers be really dying.
Right, exactly. It's the purest form. That's the thing. That's the gift and the curse of drill music. It is hip hop in its purest form, but it doesn't need, because it's in the purest form. It doesn't need mainstream money and mainstream. It doesn't need none of this mainstream gas poured on it. It's a burning fire already. You don't need no accelerant. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to make drill music. We could take all the money out of hip hop right now. Trust me, the little knuckleheads in Brazil, the little knuckleheads in Paris and all like that, while they hitting their licks or whatever, and they bagging up and they just chilling in their little spots or whatever like that. Somebody's going to be beating on a desk or a wall, and somebody's going to be kicking some fly shit, talking about his lifestyle.
I'm not going to lie. I like UK grime more than I like the current state of hip hop in America, bro.
Man, because they creative with they drill.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. But honestly, that grime shit started over there, bro. They just call it drill over here, but that grime shit started over there, bro. Like, we adopted some shit from them. Like if you, what you saying?
Sorry, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No, I was just finna say, like, we call it drill because the first iteration of drill music we got here was from Chicago. But New York drill is a spin on what they doing in the UK in the grime culture.
That's true. Chicago's is totally different. That's like grassroots, homegrown.
Yeah, that's the real drill. What the UK doing in grime, New York took that approach with their drill music. The heavy EDM shit with the That's all UK. That's all UK
That's
shit.
Lady Chan. She do that.
Yeah, that's all you. That's all
Lady
UK shit.
Chan, yeah.
And then
Lady
that's what I'm saying.
Chan.
That's probably why Caribbeans and all like that feel they have to say, because yes, over in London town, you know what I'm saying, across the pond, yes, a lot of the yardies and you know what I'm saying, a lot of the kids out there, the Arab kids and the yardies, they took their street sound and they so incorporated it with club and house to where it's crazy. Like it's so crazy out there, and they got their thing, and it's so dope that the youngins over here started doing that. And yeah, that's still back to what Mark's saying. That's still contributions, not creation, because even when you look at the different forms of reggae and dancehall and all like that, those were those regional expressions of the same thing still. So can a reggae artist say he started hip hop? Because he can play you a song in 1930 where the dude really wasn't even singing, not even during the hook. He was more or less just talking in his patois accent to the beat.
This my whole thing. Like Lupe said it best. Did you improve on the design? Did you do something new?
Mic drop.
You know what I'm saying? Like creatively, what them UK dudes are doing, that was born out of true creation. With what they did with their sound, I appreciate anybody that pioneers a sound.
Oh yeah, man. Let me also point out the French branch of our diaspora. Because 13 Block and Laity, like I keep trying to put you on, man. Laity, she's like the modern day Sade. You know what I'm saying? And she from over there. She's singing, she rap too. She, honestly, Laity.
Hey, Zar, you when you ain't talking, Zar, because it's making this kind of crackling noise. Thanks, bro.
All right. But yeah, like Laity's who I compare Doechii to. That's why I have so much confidence in my homegirl Doechii. Because when I first got to look at Doechii, it was like, yeah, she a dark-skinned American version of Laity who's got that soulfulness. And she got, you know, like we all, I don't know if I said it on this platform, I believe that she is what Lauryn Hill could have been.
I think Doechii is a dark skinned version of Doja. But I think she actually cared more about the rap aspect than Doja Cat. Cause I don't know if people know, but Doja Cat is hella creative. Like I'm not a fan of hers like that, but I don't ever knock the expression. Doja Cat is hella talented. She makes a wide array of music, and some of that shit be hidden. But I think Doechii is the more soulful version of that, and it's gonna connect a little bit more.
Right. I think you're 100% right, and I would just word it. I think Doja Cat's got the skills, the ability, but I think Doja's almost it's a Drake Kendrick thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you can do that. And I think Doja Cat might have some help doing that, but I don't want to put that on her. I don't have no facts to it. I want to give her all the credit possible. But me personally, I don't connect to her. But yeah, she's got some monsters. Oh my God. And you know what I'm saying, as the MC, I'm not too arrogant to say that, yeah, she went that she's got some bars and some verses where she went in directions where I wouldn't have thought of going there.
I mean, it's the same thing y'all said about Post Malone, man. You know, like once they see that you raise into a certain position in the rap, we're gonna take you somewhere else. And if you got that half complexion for the protection, it's like, okay, let's use you the same way we use Post Malone.
Right.
You know who was the most authentic artist to me? And you could never say she was a cultural appropriation or whatever you want to call it. Tina fucking Marie. Rest in power, Queen. Yes, she was as real as you're gonna get. And she was on, Cash Money. She was on Cash Money at the end of her career.
Well.
She was signed to Cash Money, yeah.
I mean, it was the end of her career, love. I mean, rest in power.
But what I'm saying is that you can't get no realer than Tina.
Man, listen, I acted on what people would consider my first album I have a song, the opening song. I sing lines. I'm the man, yes, y'all. Went from dead broke to almost rich. And my clan won't fall. Now don't you want to be my bitch? And if you're a teen, you know what I'm saying? How she leave it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to love them. They made it fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Sheenie, Tina Marie, you know what I'm saying? These artists were so genuine. Another female artist who doesn't get her shine because she's Asian, but I think she gets it is BB. If she has a group called 88 Rising, like BB's cold. You know what I'm saying? BB cold with it, and the one chick from the internet. What's the one Lee said? Is that her name? Look like Willow Smith. She cold, man. Like, there's a lot of females in the game with her being authentic to where, like, you work to make everything make sense. If the music industry and the culture was just about fairness and honesty and who's good and who sucks, I mean, of course it wouldn't look like it looks. It looks like it looks because, yes, we don't own the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, the Barry Gordy days is over with, man. You know, because Mark mentioned the big three, and one of them being Sony. Sony, that's who Sony was. That's who the majority of that label was Motown. So it went from Motown to Sony, and they just acquired a lot of other little small record labels doing mergers and stuff. So, like I said, man, you build businesses to sell them, I guess, you know. Because other than that, you'd be like, yo, why isn't Motown still a thriving label? Well, it is. It's just called Sony now.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Little do you know that some of your favorite artists, little do you know, there is, if you actually pay attention to the album cover, there is a Motown logo somewhere small in the corner.
Yeah, it's an antique label now. That shit is funny. Like, it's an antique label now. It's crazy.
Yeah, you know what's really crazy is, you know what I'm saying, we looking at things like Rap-A-Lot, Def Jam as antique labels now.
Rap-A-Lot always been an antique label. We just keeping it a bidding, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Rap-A-Lot got started in the late 70s. If you know, you know. Rap-A-Lot better. That's the reason why people, but not the reason why, but like all the business said, that's why Jay Prince's name carries that weight, is because this is a Texas boy who got his money how he got his money, but he's had his money in the game. You know what I'm saying? He's been at this table playing for a long time now.
Definitely. And he always trying to look out for Larry Hoover, which, you know, Chicago and Houston always had those generational connections, because a lot of those earlier Chicago artists were signed to Rap-A-Lot, like Twista and Do or Die, and then maybe a couple other of these Chi-Town cats.
Well, you know, yeah, that's because, you know what I'm saying, shout out to the nation. And, you know, and I always appreciated, you know, Brother Jay for that. And, you know, regardless of what you could say about him and his family and mob ties, I always saluted that organization and Rap-A-Lot.
Nah, they always, that's why I'm telling you, Clips, they was always out there. Like, because if you got one, you got the other.
Oh, no,
we know that was the people. That's a people, because that's it. That's definitely a folk, that's a folk nation. But right, you had a small percentage, of people nation there too.
Oh, yeah, of course, because it's Fifth Ward. There's still Fifth Ward at the end of the day. Right, that's why when you was talking about Houston going 5 rule, claiming 5, you notice I just got quiet and just smiled, because it was like, yeah, they went 5 because you had some 6s going in there who were just the 6 territory was definitely 6 territory, so the 5 had to definitely represent.
Yeah, but make no mistake, the 6s ran the 5th ward. I'm not trying to rewrite no history. Like, the 6s, the 6s ran the 5th ward.
Third Ward, different story. So yeah, I feel you. That's why I just shut up when you was giving the history of Houston. I was like, he from Texas. I'm gonna let him tell it. You know what I'm saying? All I know is why. You know, that was a whole other thing. Like we was talking about the culture of hip hop. Was and the regionality of it was there was a reason why Rap-A-Lot Records was always all this underground rap, but no, they was doing well and doing good business, because in certain regions, this gonna slap because you don't understand what these songs meant to us. This wasn't just a catchy song for us. You know what I'm saying? For some of us, this was coded language. You know, Big Jizzle, what's happening? I know you had your thing over there because, you know, shout out to Jerz. Like, Jerz got a crazy story, you know what I'm saying?
Who?
Because, you know, Jersey, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jersey because y'all got a crazy story when it comes to your own culture. Because, you know, not only more than Brooklyn, New York, Jersey Decepticons and motherfucking in Jersey had a crazy thing with its 5s and 6s and its own gang culture to where a lot of people don't understand.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that.
No, I'm talking about that's why Naughty by Nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like Queen Latifah and Naughty by Nature and all like that, they would intentionally do party music because Jerz was crazy. And you know what I'm saying?
Not a craziest.
Yeah, Tretch was from over here. I used to live over there, yeah. Yeah, they was phenomenal, that group. Yeah, Lakim Shabazz. Yeah, we got our own history. Hey, check it, right? My brother was playing Redman got a new album. It's pretty fire.
Man, that Muddy Waters too, man. My dude just cussed me out.
Fire.
Like he literally called me and cussed me out because he tried to text me about it and I said I ain't listened to it yet. He just called me and like, man, what's wrong with you?
Yo, it's decent. It's really good.
It is. It's lengthy.
Yeah, that's what they
it's lengthy.
That's the problem with certain artists. Like I expect nothing less. I don't care if this album sells wood and I never hear of it. I expect it to be just like radioactive. Like, because, you know, certain artists, that's what I expect from them. No less. I don't care if they was in the backseat freestyling.
Yeah. But I had dropped off for a second. I was trying to see if Mark started waving his North Carolina flag when I was talking about them 6-point stars. Well, you remember Rick Ross, he had that 6-point star on his album cover, on his mixtape cover. He went down there to the North Carolinas and they shot him up for that. So you know you can't, you know. So I was just like, you know, them 6s is over there in North Carolina area.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah, you think you Larry Hoover, huh? Yeah, he got him.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand that till this day, he still got to pay money for that song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't, oh, it's just hip hop. Like, no, it ain't. You know, shout out, I'll give Fat Joe credit. You know, it was Fat Joe who had to say, you know, B2K Crip walking like that's what's up. Like, you know what I'm saying? People don't understand that there's certain things about hip-hop culture that I don't give a fuck how much money there is into it and what corporate America is trying to show you on a commercial. You better not do it. Depending on where you are, you better not say that. Don't do that. Put your hands down. What you doing? Figure, you know, hey, Mike, straighten your hat, boy. What you doing?
Hey,
straighten your hat up. And they had them Latin kings too, man, like Fat Joe. When they had some black Latin kings as well. You know, they was you know, they 5, what was it, the 5 points of the crown or 3 points of the crown or something like that, yo. They was not to be messed with.
Yeah. Hey, I was gonna tell something to you guys in clips in Magazar, Lake County. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Jersey is another one that funk sound in hip hop. Am I lying or not?
No, yeah, Jersey has many contributions to it, you know. You know, like, and you know, you could hear a lot of that. That's why Bruce Springsteen was so funky. You know what I'm saying? Was because they had some, you know, the underground scene in Jersey had some shit. But, you know, not to always.
Yeah, he come from Asbury Park, I think. Yeah. I know where he comes from, the shore.
Yeah, that's Jersey boy though. Don't twist it. But see, that's the thing, though, you know, see with Jersey in the Midwest, you know, it's always been like that because, you know, Frank and Dean Martin was so close. You know, Frank being a Jersey boy, Dean Martin from Steubenville. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, as you know, Bruce Springsteen did the song Youngstown. Because, like he said, he came here. Yeah. He came to the city on tour and just fell in love. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because this is one of them
Mm-hmm.
little areas where if you're from the shit, you'll get along just fine. If not, you might need to run for cover. But on some
Mm-hmm.
deep shit, people don't understand that punk rock and roll music, that's black shit. That's from the Midwest. The first punk rock group was a group from Detroit called Def in the 60s. Early 60s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Def.
The punk rock?
Def. Yeah, Death.
Oh, okay.
Because the lead singer was a black dude with a high voice. So he would be screaming and he's singing and everything. And, you know, when they were shopping their shit, it'd be like, yeah, who's this fucking punk singing? You know what I'm saying? All the Italian race, they started calling what he was doing punk music. And, you know, they didn't get much traction.
Really?
You know, black, yeah. But eventually, you know, different white bands, you know, around CBGB and all like that back in the 60s, they loved Def. And so they used to emulate their sound.
I remember the Ramones, but that was in the late 70s.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Ramones
that was
were
punk.
Big. Yeah, exactly. But that actually got started.
What's that punk music?
Well, you know, it's that whole little look. Even the whole emo look would just come in with the hair all disheveled. It was these black niggas from Detroit. That's how they would dress. And that's how, you know, their lead singer had this type of voice. You feel what I'm saying? In the 60s.
Yeah.
And it was hitting them with that Midwest.
But you know what? I forgot. Before the Ramones, there was Blondie was around. I forgot about Blondie.
Blondie's technically the first female rapper. The first rapper, period. Technically. First rapper on track is Blondie, technically, as they want to rate it. Because some of the shit that was done before then was rated as blues, folk.
Was that before Shala Rock?
Well,
Funky 4+1?
Yeah, because remember, Blondie, you know, it's Fat Five Freddy. You know what I'm saying? I think Fat Five wrote it for and all like that.
I think that came a little after Clips.
But yeah, I know I've heard that's rap.
You know who she used to hang out with too? Africa Bambaataa and them, Blondie. Because they used to hang out with them because he would invite her to parties uptown in Harlem, and then she would invite them down to CBGB's. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, I always tell people it was crazy. The early mid 80s up into the late 80s, up until basically Dr. Dre dropped the Chronic. I said that just changed the was because the music was weird, because there was a weird time, if you're old enough to remember, where good music was good music. It didn't matter a race or genre. Because I always tell people, Simply Red played in the motherfucking hood. And you a goddamn lie. I don't miss me with that pro-black shit. You know what I'm saying? You seen you a couple Delta running around slapping, I keep holding on.
Oh yeah, everybody. That was one of my favorite groups. Yeah.
Yeah, you love that
Listen. I remember the second British invasion in the 80s. I remember it very well.
And all like that. Everybody wants, those little weird twins with the Jerry curl. I remember that shit.
Yeah, I remember the Human League. I remember all of them people. Yeah. Yep.
And that shit you can say, why do we like it? Because, you know what I'm saying, it was the instrumentation. Man, motherfucker, listen, when I got with the rock band, you know what I'm saying, the white boys I just used to do music with, I made them listen to funk. We used to get real fucked up, and we sit back in this one house we used to kick it at for hours, and I just make them listen to all the funk music to teach them how to just stay in the pocket. And then I used to make them listen to Genesis and the first Phil Collins albums. Like, yo, you see the instrumentation.
Rick. Go ahead. Rick James' crazy ass used to run with a rock band.
You already know. I'm from Ohio, man. Crazy what it was, don't scare me. I'm crazy too. You know what I'm saying? But because it was like in the early 80s, music was music. And so when you look at hip hop.
If we keeping it a bean, Rick was rock and roll. Like, if we just truly keeping it a bean, the big voice, like, he really was rock and roll.
all day, every day. Like, come on,
Man,
man.
Rick was just a musical genius, bro.
Yeah, like it's different. Like
he different genre. He was just music, bro. Keep it up.
Yeah, man. That man was magic in a bottle, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that man was truly magic in a bottle. Like, when you really break down that Street Life album, like, come on, man. Because, you know, some of these things, they're like, when you watch the first Star Wars, if we watch it right now, we're like, what the fuck is this? But you got to keep it context. It's 1970s, whatever. You motherfuckers ain't seen no shit like this before. So when you listen to things like the Genesis album, you know, Rick James's album, you know, even crazy shit like, you know, Kendrick mentioned it on GNX in the first thing. Listen to Anita Baker's shit from the 80s. You know, her voice is killing it. Oh, Anita Baker, the one of the goats, but completely, like, you're a true musician. You feel me? Makers all listen to how these songs.
Oh shit, you ain't got to tell me. You ask anybody who my favorite shit. Anita Baker all day, every day.
God damn it! This a whole.
Like, I'm gonna be real with you. My parents used to listen to Steely Dan, bro.
Let's talk to him.
Back when Michael McDonald sung Background. He just sang Background with Steely Dan and the Doobie Brothers. A lot of people know about the Doobie Brothers, but they don't know when he sang Background for Steely Dan.
Man, shoot, I know about Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, Charlemagne.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up listening to all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you grew up in the hood, certain good music was good music. We listened, like, you know, when I lived in the Southwest, we loved Selena.
Oh, come on, bro. I'm from Texas, bro. You already know I got that shit has been indoctrinated. That shit has been indoctrinated in me. Like, I'm in Texas. Like, and the thing about us in Texas, like,
if you lived anywhere that touched the Mexican border, oh yeah, that's a Selena. You heard her. You're on TV all day, man. Just stop playing, man. Stop playing. You learned Spanish because you had to figure out what the hell you singing along to. Am I lying?
For one, Selena was just, I'm be real with you, Selena was something that we had never saw before her. We had never seen that before. Like, Gloria Estefan wasn't Selena. Like, she wasn't that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Selena was fine as hell. She was built like a black woman. She danced like a black woman.
Love her.
Gloria Estefan, not to cut your wisdom, but she was bigger than Selena. Selena never reached her heights, bro.
No. I'm just saying in terms of the crossover between Gloria Estefan didn't have the Mexican following.
She did it before Selena did.
I know, but I'm saying from a standpoint of what we were looking at. Gloria Estefan didn't look better than Selena. She didn't dance better than Selena.
She was on par, bro. That wasn't a bad.
Man,
you need to go look at Gloria.
I saw Gloria Estefan. She pretty. She ain't got shit. She ain't got shit on Selena, bro. Look wise, everybody picking Selena. Everybody on this panel that's a man picking Selena over Gloria Estefan.
LA County.
Oh no, they both were great artists. Remember, she got into a bad accident. Remember that, Stefan?
I remember that. Broke her neck.
Yeah.
Who's that?
What you were saying?
Somebody
else. My bad. Let me.
Oh yeah, but like I was asking, you got Selena over here on your right. You got Gloria Estefan on your left. They both want that thing, but you got to pick Sophie's choice, man.
Contemporaries. Wait a minute. They weren't contemporaries. Why we acting like Gloria Estefan? They wasn't. First of all, the rest of the world didn't know about Selena until she died. Like, Selena wasn't a big deal. Selena did Tejano music here and sung that shit in Spanish. So I don't have no memories of Selena and people listening because that didn't happen. I remember when she died and everything. That's when I really knew who Selena was. But when I grew up, man, wasn't nobody listening to no goddamn Selena. Selena made Tejano music and she sung it in Spanish. So I didn't. So this Selena craze, that's like the Nipsey Hussle. It's like the Nipsey Hussle craze, bro. I don't know what Nipsey got all these fans. Nobody was bumping Nipsey down here. I never walked by nobody's car.
That's true, but he was nominated for a Grammy before he died, though. So he kind of had some fans. But I agree with you. Like the fake love was in abundance. The fake love was in abundance. But he was nominated for a Grammy, though.
Did Nipsey
So
have
what?
fake love?
So what?
Did Nipsey have fake love? Yeah, but Nipsey also had crazy motion because Nipsey had been out since 2012.
Go look at his record sales. Go look at
it ain't about you talking about in a blog era. Blog era don't mean record sales don't mean shit in the blog era.
He had a core audience. He sold a CD for $100.
Yeah, I remember him.
You know what I'm saying?
That don't make him hot. That don't make him hot.
I know. I didn't get to finish what I said. I was like, he said. I mean, that depends. You know,
you gotta understand. You dealing in a time where people consume music differently. They didn't buy music.
That shit wouldn't even go. They
don't buy music like that to chart that.
Yeah.
You gotta go off of streams and shit. But I tell you what, he was touring. He was touring nationally for 10 years. So obviously somebody knew about him to have his fucking funeral at the Staples Center. Who had that funeral at the Staples Center?
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. I'll tell you what happened. What happened?
Everybody
was
right though, because it was some fake love, and his numbers he wasn't that in rotation.
All right, I'm gonna let y'all talk. Go ahead.
But what people aren't thinking about is this: what was we just saying? The regionality in certain neighborhoods in the coded language. See, like to Brandon said, I never fucked with him, never heard of him. Because you weren't tapped into, you don't know West Coast music.
Brandon was 30 plus when Nipsey Hussle was making his fucking round, so he wasn't outside to even know. Exactly. I've been to four Nipsey Hussle shows in Dallas.
That don't make him hot. That still don't make him hot. Hold on, y'all. Nipsey Hussle hot. You went to Kendrick Lamar concerts too.
Yeah, man, y'all
go. You went everywhere.
But see, listen.
You know what that means?
I agree with you though, Brandon. The fans in abundance when he died, and everybody want to want to feel like I agree with that.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say he wasn't. You gotta understand everybody. This the thing. Everybody, the internet.
No damn Nipsey.
Look at everybody was involved in that man's movement because it was online to track every step.
That's not true. That's not true.
I'm not talking about people of your age group. You didn't grow up with Nipsey Hussle, bro. You was an old ass man in your 30s you was an old ass man with a grown daughter, bro. You were an old ass man with a grown daughter and you wasn't around. But niggas who was listening to Nipsey since they was 15, 16, 17, they felt that, bro. You gotta understand this dude got a decade. He had a decade of he grew in people from anywhere from 15 to 25 years old.
A decade stuck at the bottom. A decade stuck.
Nah, a decade as an independent artist who had became a millionaire, who had became the brand ambassador of Puma.
He was never independent.
He was independent. He left Atlantic. He was independent. He left Atlantic.
Okay.
Then when they came back to partner with him later on, it was because he actually made more money without them.
Did I miss the Tariq talk? Because that's what I came for.
Yeah, you been missed. That was over 2 hours ago.
Oh, I just woke up. My bad. I was trying to get me some of that Tariq talk in.
Yeah,
honestly, all of it has been talked. All of it has been related to the documentary. Yeah,
but what I'm saying was, I'm not comparing their music. I'm saying Selena looked better than Gloria Estefan. Both of them musically. I don't give a damn about their music like that. Selena looked better than Gloria Estefan is what I'm saying.
The Miami Sound Machine, her band was one of the baddest bands. And people, y'all not even she was ahead. She was before them. What about Celia Cruz, Asuka, the Queen? Celia Cruz. Y'all know nothing about her.
I know about her.
Yeah. She was the fucking queen.
Somebody got the echo going on. But I'll say this though, Brandon. Like Megazard's point out, you was older. Nipsey was you didn't grow.
Man, stop, man. Y'all let me know I'm gonna have to.
You gonna let me speak, you gonna keep doing this childish shit. You know what I'm saying? Look.
Bro, y'all been up here, bro. Megazord just said y'all been up on the panel for 2 hours. When somebody new come on the panel, goddamn, bro.
Well, no,
he just said y'all was up here talking for 2 hours. Everybody in here talking for 2 hours.
Do nothing, man. All I say, I'm speaking to your point. Nipsey Hussle was regional, and it was one of those things of coded language, like we were saying, like we was alluding to earlier, to where no, if you wasn't like you said several times, you don't be giving a damn about no gang banging, no cripping, no nothing like that. But yes, there were different regions all throughout America and the world who were fucking with Nip heavy. But it wasn't like he was big. But he was making his money and he was fine. Victory Lap, the Victory Lap album was to be his victory lap. That's what made his death so tragic. Because yes, he had put that work in, and it had finally got to a point where you couldn't deny his presence. And then sure enough, the bullshit happened.
That's a fact. That's him at his apex. Before he died, he was already on that apex. Cause that was the coming out party. And I told people, now he turned the corner. Now he's making more valuable music for everybody. It ain't West Coast centered. It's valuable music, period, that everybody gonna feel with a West Coast touch to it.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not saying that he was on the level of J. Cole or on the level of Kendrick or on the level of Drake. But I'm telling you, he was in them same spots they were in when they were in their first album days. When Kendrick, yes, he was. But guess what? They wasn't selling out. Kendrick wasn't in no arena on his first album.
You know when it's my time, because I want to talk. I'm
just telling you.
It's actually on him though. To be keeping it all the way above, it's actually on Brandon though. No disrespect, my G, but it's actually on Brandon.
Hey, like I was saying, I got a few things to say. I'm finna dead that Nipsey issue. People saying that because he dead, they got this feeling about him. But I know you can call me old, you can call me whatever you want. Old people still listen to music. Old people still know what they listening to, so it don't matter. Not only that, I got like he said, I got a grown daughter. My daughter ain't listening to motherfucking Nipsey Hussle. I got a son. He 15. He about 12, 13 when Nipsey died? Man, wasn't nobody listening to that dude, and people need to stop acting like they were listening to that dude. When it comes to his appeal and all of that, talking about this West Coast shit, that I like the dedication now. I mean, it's cool. It's a West Coast album. Nipsey didn't make no music but West Coast music. I don't know what nobody talking about. It was universal. No, it didn't. Nipsey made fucking West Coast music and didn't even have a fucking gold plaque when he died. So I'm with Whack 100. When they say he a legend and all that, a legend of what? He didn't have time to be a legend. He didn't have time to do none of that shit. He got killed on some gang banging dumb shit that he was participating in. That shit came full circle. So we're gonna leave that there. Next. Now let me get to the FBA and y'all got it back. When it comes to the FBA, I respect do I believe that some of it is a grift that Tariq Nasheed will some of it is a grift? Of course I do. Of course I believe there's money behind it. He trademarked it, but African American is trademarked too by a food company. So I get that. But when it comes to Black Americans here, we've always been trampled upon. We've always been looked down upon, and people never gave us credit for what we've done. That's why Fat Joe is catching hell. That's why Black people here in America who were born here in America feel a certain way about when people start infringing on us. And what Tariq Nasheed and a lot of Black people who are born here is like, nah, we're not taking it. This is what we've done. This is what the rest of the diaspora is doing. We're not mad at them, but they not us, and we not them. So, and then people need to give us the proper respect of our contributions across this world, especially the entertainment that we gave to the world. We gave country, we gave blues, we gave rock and roll, we gave fucking jazz. Jazz stand up next to classical music and blows it out the water. We invented that. That come from us. And then they don't want to get, then it comes to hip hop, something else we invented, and then they don't even want to give us credit for it, and they want to tie other people, like Tariq Nasheed would say, tethers to it. So kudos to this. And the hell with Fat Joe and what he thinks and the people who have his mentality. Get out of our genre of music that we started. Go ahead. That's all I had to say.
I mean, you really just echo our sentiment. we pretty much said the same thing. Gave Tariq his props, but also acknowledged that with him it's another play at hand too. We acknowledge that same thing, and we acknowledge that, you know, people came in the culture after it was established and we got it up. That don't mean you the creator of it, because the like I was saying, I believe hip hop is just the culmination of our sojourn in America. It's everything. It involves.
I don't know about that.
Well, no, I'm saying. Well, no. What I'm saying is, I'm saying no. I'm saying no.
This is not indicative of our sojourn in America. Like,
no, I'm saying no. I'm saying no. I'm saying all of our music. It has elements of all music we done before.
Yes.
It has elements of every dance we've ever done before. It has elements of all our slang and speech that we've expressed ourselves all before. It's the culmination. That's why it's the most powerful.
I wouldn't say the combination. I said it was just a genre of music. Just like another genre of music could come out of hip hop, and that wouldn't be the combination. A combination. That'd just be another genre. But I say this.
I'm saying that's evolution. I'm talking about the culture. I'm talking about the culture, not just a nigga rapping. I'm talking about the culture, the lifestyle that is hip hop. I'm talking about the 5 elements that it is.
There's no such thing.
It is because they say it's 5 elements of hip hop.
There's no such thing. That was a marketing ploy. There's no such thing.
Oh well, no, we watched the documentary with the people who was there, not the niggas who came after, but the people who was there. Because you sound like Fat Joe right now. You wasn't there.
What documentary?
Hold on,
we watched the documentary.
The microphone check is the documentary.
Microphone check.
Yes, we did. How the hell you gonna tell me what I seen?
The shows because
that's what we talking about though. Hold on, we gotta clarify. We talking about a documentary, Brandon. We talking about the Tariq Nasheed microphone check documentary. The hit.
You didn't see the original version. I seen the original version.
Tell us about the original version.
The first version of microphone check, he got in trouble for because he had pictures and shit in there that was unauthorized, and he had different stuff, and he got damn near sued. They damn near blocked him. So he released the first one real quick. I watched out, and then he had to go back in and read. If y'all look at microphone check, if you go to you'll see that it's a It's a recut. That's not the original microphone check. That's a recut.
So, what's some fundamental differences between the two? So, you seen the second one?
He just took a few pictures out, and he had to cut a part out of the story that pertaining to them. Because somebody claimed them.
It was a photographer who sued him because he said he didn't have the proper permissions to use his images, and they took it off Amazon. And now I guess he used AI.
It was a Puerto Rican man, I think, that the damn that the pictures belonged to. So that was right up their alley.
So technically, the one that we seen earlier today when we did stream is the same thing as the one you seen, just minus a few images. What's up?
Y'all been on all day?
Huh? I mean, we Mark went to a party, man. We watched, we did a stream, watch party, a microphone check. And then, me, Lisa, and Mega, we chopped it up. Mark went to a party. Then we had a little break. Now we back on. You seen the documentary, which is a great thing, because I kind of want to know what's your thoughts on the documentary besides just that it was a different one. I want to know what you think, because they was talking about Kool Herc in there. Did you think Kool Herc should have been in it? They was talking about Flash. What you think about the Jamaican portion? Because it wasn't only about this.
He tried. He couldn't get him. The thing about it is, I'm going to be honest. I think that Tariq Nasheed, I think this started out, because it started out as a Kickstarter campaign. So his work won't get his proper credit, because it just seemed like it's a grift behind it. So when I
he got it from us. That shit was fantastic, bro.
So when I seen it, I just thought it was a propaganda. I ain't really think much of it. Like, I didn't like the cut of it. So I ain't gonna lie, I didn't give Tariq too much credit. I think he could have done better with the money that he raised.
Well, I mean, it all depends. I think he did have some producers at the end, at the credits. I think Kyrie Irving was an executive producer of it, amongst other producers. So who knows how much he raised and how he could have facilitated. He probably had to pay himself for the
He
time and
raised
effort that he puts
$600,000.
into the. Huh?
I know he raised over a mil. I think he raised a mil this time. He raised a 600,000 a mil. But I don't like that he keeps coming to the people to finance. The people finance his damn documentary, and then he turn around and sell it to you. And the people, what happened? It was a Kickstarter. Like goddamn, bro. Like and how every one of your docs. So I'm kind of tainted. I'm kind of tainted on the Tariq Nasheed. And I kind of look at it.
But that documentary gave his kudos to the South, though, man. I know you like that aspect of it because they was talking. Everybody who was a part of the documentary let you know what part of the South that their mother and their father was from, and a lot of them cats from the Bronx was from North Carolina. So I know you being the Southern.
But yeah. The thing about that is, I think that was cool. It was a good reinforcement. But for me, I would rather hear, to be honest, I'd rather hear like Lord Jamar, like people of that ilk start coming out. I was watching Doggy Diamonds and he had somebody from the what is it, the Furious Five? Is that the name?
Yeah, it was from the Furious Five. It was from the Furious Five.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that Doggy Diamonds episode earlier?
Yeah, I just watched a little bit of it, but yeah, I saw because I was like, because I was on this, so I started watching a little bit of that in the break. So yeah, he's from the Furious Five.
Yeah, that shit was dope. Now listening to him, I want to see them people talk as well.
Well, honestly, I think Tariq Nasheed we shouldn't have saw his face not one time doing that. He should have just left it up to the people. He should have just left it up for the people to tell their side. We don't need to see you, bro. Like we really don't, because you really don't. You learning your goddamn self, nigga. You don't know.
But he also had Justin Hunt in there from hip hop, formerly like Hip Hop DX. He had Dewan B in there. I know him from like Corey Holcomb 5150. So they probably won of
Dewan got a channel, bro. You never been to Dewan channel, Lake County?
Nah.
Oh, go to Dewan B channel, bro. Dewan got a channel.
Nah, he's a historian, bro. Like them dudes is historians.
Dewan had already done what Tariq did. He had already done his own hip hop documentary thing. Man, you need to go to Dewan B channel. The one you talking about his story. I go watch the one. He kind of corny, get on my nerves sometimes. That's the West Coast black mentality. I don't know what that is. The West Coast blacks, they cool, but they get on my nerves sometimes. But other than that, you'll go to Dewan B channel, man. You'll like your channel, like I'm telling you.
Appreciate that recommendation.
It's definitely, like I said, I have my own personal hang-ups with Tariq Nasheed. Like I said, we was talking about it earlier, Lake County and Lisa Bills. We were talking about it earlier. You know what I'm saying? But I think the documentary was a wonderful start. Now we need to see volumes of it. So it could pretty much back my point, how I believe it was the culmination of our culture and our sojourn in America in terms of expressing ourselves. I wholeheartedly believe that. Because of how powerful it is, worldwide, and how it's the most powerful genre that they've been able to put a metric on. Now, if we take the metric off, soul they didn't put the metric on soul like that. But I'm saying it's the most powerful genre that they actually will put a metric on to measure. So, go ahead, bro. Go
ahead. I think that you're right, but I think it's deeper than the culmination of our experience in the West. Not to get too, whatever, but in early Roman times, late Roman times, the people of what you would now call northern Egypt, whatever, Alexandria, Cairo area, they had these things. The philosophers would speak in haikus, and they were called poems. In fact, there was a poemist, a black man by the name of Arianus, who had a deep lecture where he questioned the oneness of, the whole thing of Jesus is God and Jesus being the Son of God. And that was his poem or his verse. that caused so much controversy. The first Council of Nicaea had to be convened because these polemists would run around back then. So you take what I'm saying? Like back in the day, it was always this thing of with black people, we would express ourselves musically, but the thing about spoken word, more than singing, more than the instrument or whatever, is spoken word really encapsulates and gives you insight into thought. And that insight can illuminate the mind. And so through non-black exploration of our poetic side, which is now formed in hip hop, they have new insights in how our minds work. It's like back to what I said, using the Avatar analogy, I look at it like, you know, I look at 1973 Cedric, you know what I'm saying, Cedric Park and all like that in the Bronx is that moment where corporate America, and like, you know, that's that moment in the Avatar where the humans found the tree. That all the aliens, you know what I'm saying, that tree that just connects everybody in this world too, you know what I'm saying? Like hip hop, yeah, they know that we love spirituality. They know that we love music. But when they looked at hip hop, it finally showed them how the music and our spirituality truly intersect and connect. And they got insights into that. And they've been experimenting, and now they've perfected their formula. Because through hip hop, corporate America has learned the inner workings of the black mind and black thought. It gives you insight into thought. The inner workings of the black mind and black thought. It gives you insight into thought. Who's that giving us the feedback?
Mark. That's Mark.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, that's really how I view it. You know, I view it that, you know, I mean, the cat's out the bag. Can't cry now. You know, and the only thing is, not just because we as black people can't cry now, the cat's out the bag. Can't cry now to all the non-blacks who get mad when black people we set new boundaries. At the end of the day, this is our shit. And so if we're saying,
you know, you wouldn't have never seen no Tariq Nasheed documentary had they not have played it online. You know that. That's why I assume you didn't see it. Because you don't watch Tariq Nasheed nothing.
No, I don't. I know I don't.
Megazord don't eat. That's what I'm talking to.
I'm not led. But then again, I'm not led. Some of these things, some people need your Tariq Nasheed because without your Tariq Nasheed,
I'm gonna be real with you. When it comes to hip hop, I pretty much like conducted independent research. But since Mark hit me up on it, was like, I'll watch it, bro. I'll watch it with y'all for sure. You know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't never watch this shit on your own.
I wouldn't have cared to. But since Mark hit me, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of shit I wouldn't have cared to do if nobody would have nudged my shoulder, brother. I mean, that's life. It's a lot of shit I wouldn't have cared to do. But because it's Tariq Nasheed for one. And ever since I don't like how he switched up what he was originally on. You made me appreciate who Neely Fuller Jr. was, and I just feel like he strayed the fuck away from what he initially was on when he was with Neely Fuller Jr. I have a problem with him, but I always acknowledge that I think the brother is very brilliant. I think he's erudite, but there's an aspect of slickster involved with him. But I've always been honest about that with him. But
his grifter, but I think it's a place for the grift. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna lie. People start out on the grift and it turn into something else. So I just look at it like for me, like I tell everybody, eat the meat, spit out the bones. That's the way I look at it. I take it with a grain of salt. There's so much information, so much knowledge. I'm not looking for.
What did you tell everybody, Brandon?
Say, man, that's cold-blooded, man. That's a good pause right there. You see how you do? Now I'm gonna get him.
You're supposed to say eat the fish because you're supposed to say eat the fish.
Thank you, cuz. No, man, listen to your cousin, man. Hey, man, get your kid folk together.
Either way, y'all got the point. But I thought you were trying to give me on the pause moment. There was a pause too. There was a pause. Eat the meat pause. That was a pause. But anyway, the point that's the way I look at it. Just take it with a grain of salt. You know, like a little. The way I look at myself, just being real, I shouldn't describe it like this. Like a little honeybee getting pollen from this plant. You know, just get it. You know, I don't need to stick with the plant
right now, Brandon. What you doing, man? Pass the mic, man. At least
my bad. My bad.
You did, Lisa.
What I was telling Cliff earlier, I feel as though when it's done right, that rapping in hip hop form under the instrumentation is the highest form of literature ever known to exist to man. That's just me. That's how I feel.
Yeah, if you don't stop that, bro.
I'm just telling you, that's how I feel.
Jazz is a hard art form. Hip hop, get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna be real with you. And there's no fucking jazz song that make me feel like when I heard "Never watched a man cry," never seen a man cry till I seen a man die.
No, hold on, man. I got you right here, Brandon. Calm down. I got you right here. You both y'all brothers. We all grew up Islamic. When you read the Quran in its original Arabic, does it not rhyme and have a cadence?
Oh, it's very rhythmic.
I've never read in Arabic. I don't know how to read Arabic.
You ever went to the mosque and just had the imam just read through it and just you ever heard the cadence and how he'll go through a surah?
Well, to be honest, we heard people do their interpretation of the prayer in Arabic, and of course, since black folks from the hood was doing it, of course that shit was damn near a rap song. Damn near a rap song. It was damn near a rap song. So. Especially
different, bro. When they sing their prayer, when they say they prayer in Arabic, it does not sound like when we say it now.
When me and Brandon laughing because his uncle was the one doing it when we came. His uncle was the one doing it.
My uncle was singing. That damn prayer.
See, he thought he was Freddie Jackson when he was singing the goddamn prayer. Shit, you tell Brother Fred he wasn't hitting that shit, boy, you gonna have a fight on your hand, boy.
So it's a difference. When you see
people it's like, damn, Brother Fred.
Yeah, it's different.
A'udhu lillahi rajim, bismillahir-rahim. Like, damn, that crazy hitting the note. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Like, damn, brother, that is not how that goes.
Hey, but technically that is how it goes. Because
it really is. No, they really do be singing that shit. Like when you hear the real Arab do it.
No, I'm gonna give y'all some game right here. Like, did you know, like the original dude who used to sing the muezzin for Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
We know who that is. We know Bilal. Come on now.
Exactly, yeah, Bilal. And since he couldn't sing Arabic right, but being black, he put his stank on it. To where all the Arabs be like, Prophet Muhammad, well, this ain't the way you're supposed to sing. And he's like, but doesn't it sound beautiful? All these years later, we even got all these Arabs who even hate blacks, who still gonna imitate. No, I know you ain't supposed to do it, but this is the way it's supposed to sound, bitch. My name Bilal Kane.
Yeah, we grew up. We come up on this soul Islam for sure. For sure, like there ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Our Islam was definitely soul.
No Arabs, and damn sure when I come up,
that ain't it. For one, that's not Islam. Like that ain't Islam. So.
I can dig it. Nah, that was a funny little anecdote. He was like, "Trust me, I know what you're talking about. That's my uncle."
and then you misunderstood what I heard. Anyway, I said the most powerful form of literature when it's done right. I said literature when it's done right.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said what
I was talking to Brandon. It's the most powerful form of literature when it's done right.
If you ask me which genre of music I would present, if I had to present and to people who don't know nothing about black people, I wouldn't give them a hip hop CD. I hand them a CD of some jazz music. I just would.
I give them a hip hop CD because it's gonna have jazz in it. It's gonna have jazz in it. So I'm gonna give them a hip hop CD because it's gonna have jazz in it.
I'm not, because I don't want to. That wouldn't be my first introduction.
Well, I mean, because you probably give them Soldier Slim or somebody. I ain't giving them Soldier Slim or none of that shit.
I'm not gonna get them the popular hip hop album that the media is telling me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get them the right sort of hip hop, and that's the thing we always forget. As much as people talk about the state of music and there's so many amazing artists. Megazar got great album. Mark got great music. I make music. There's artists. So you know that's great art. Do you support them?
Well, honestly, I'm not gonna give them. I'm not gonna give them a rap album either. I'm gonna give them some from the '80s R&B because that's honestly my favorite genre of music is '80s R&B.
To be honest with you,
why you keep saying 80s R&B was not better than 90s R&B, bro? I don't know why you
80s R&B was better. 80s R&B was better to me, bro.
It wasn't though.
90s just jam harder. 90s jam more. 90s jam more.
80s R&B still had courtship and foreplay.
Yeah, like it still was heavily instant. It still was live instrumentation for the predominant majority of that decade. Even though they switched to the chord keyboard, which started bringing in all of the great shit from the 90s you love is all chord keyboard. And that shit came in like the late 80s.
You don't listen to bro. I can tell you the artists that you probably listened to in the 80s. You know you're a 90s head. Why you acting like this?
No, I like 90s music jam harder. But the 80s R&B, the song structure, the songwriting blows the 90s out the water.
I do agree. But the music in the whole, like what they was knocking out in the 90s, that shit was unprecedented, bro.
That shit was, you know why? Because of hip hop. Because that shit was jamming more because of rap.
Yeah,
that's pop. I give you that. I ain't gonna. You right.
Hip hop's what took R&B to the next level.
And it's also what fucked R&B up too.
I was just gonna say that. You before I could take my thing out mute, you knew I was gonna say that. That shit destroyed R&B, and you know it.
Well, that's because it's like I said earlier. The thing about classic R&B is still smooth. It's rhythm and blues. You're singing, and 80s R&B still had foreplay, still had courtship, emotion, and you know all the sappy shit that really does make good soulful R&B music. All right, by the time it started blending with hip hop, it's just straight fucking and just straight whatever, and the BS is going on, and to where now even the so-called love songs. I guess I'd play this while I'm smashing, but this ain't something that you know what I'm saying? Like it changed. You know what I'm saying? Starting with, you know, that I like to blame R. Kelly in a public announcement, but there were other groups. They were Silk. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Milk Condition was doing it right with Pretty Brown Eyes and, you know what I'm saying, and everything. But, yeah, some of these songs just started getting extremely explicit.
R. Kelly was the poster child for that. He wasn't alone because you had Adina Howard. Like, he wasn't he wasn't alone, but he was the drum major for that shit for sure.
Oh, yeah, he was definitely on the front lines. He pushed that. But, yeah, you ain't lying about Adina on the female side. What was that one?
Like, come on, bro. In the 80s, we had Regina Bell, bro. Like, bro, at her height. We had Felix Hyman.
Why you keep... Man, that's because you stuck on Regina Bell, bro.
Regina Bell was mid-level, but I'm just talking about her talent, bro, and her vocal ability.
Stephanie Mills.
I'm not talking about
Stephanie Mills.
I mean, of course.
I love Patrice.
Of course, Stephanie Mills. I'm not taking nothing away from Stephanie Mills.
Hey, Megazar. Remember when Regina Bell redid Save the Babies, that Marvin Gaye Someday We'll All Be Free?
Yeah, Regina Bell. Oh yeah, I remember. Like Regina Bell was one of my favorite artists. Because of my mama. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody's echo's crazy.
I guess it's me, huh?
I don't know. I don't hear it now. I just try to let somebody know the echo was crazy, where especially everyone was talking at the same time. You couldn't even make out what people were saying.
Well, no, I always mention Regina Bell because even though she was nowhere near, come on, we know Whitney Houston was Whitney Houston. Now we talking about uncut Whitney Houston in her prime in the 80s.
You mean when she was taking it uncut?
I mean, that didn't happen to the 90s, really. Late 80s, but like
come on, man. She the one who turned out Bobby. Stop that.
I mean,
Yeah, man, it's not, Bobby was maybe drinking and smoking some weed till he met Whitney. Remember, Whitney been doing this. You know who her auntie was.
Yeah, but we had Whitney.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. She blow everybody in the 90s out. We had early Mariah Carey in the 80s.
Blow everybody. There's nobody that could touch her.
No, look here. 80s Mariah Carey blew everybody out in the 90s.
Oh no.
Shit.
That Mariah Carey was cold.
Vision of Love Mariah Carey?
Yeah, Vision
no, 90s was cold. But it wasn't Vision of Love Mariah Carey. It wasn't Vision of Love Mariah Carey. That wasn't emotions. That wasn't You Got Me Feeling Emotions of Mariah Carey. That's somebody different. Mm-hmm. Love Take Time Mariah Carey, that's a different animal right there. Even though that was like 89, it was really 89, but
and they was pop. The record labels had both of them pop, her and Whitney, so I don't count that.
But I'm saying like, Give Good Love, Whitney Houston in the mid 80s. Come on, bro. Nobody touching that.
Pop.
When I like that wasn't pop. That was an R&B song. What you talking about?
Yeah.
Give Good Love. That's an R&B song.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, that's not pop. I want to dance with somebody is pop. That's pop.
You. Brandon, I know.
Give Good Love. That's Whitney Houston on the cover with damn near a slick back. She ain't got long hair like that. Like they really just snatched her up from where she was at on that shit.
Yeah, Brandon, Give Good Love. The only way you dance to that song is horizontally.
Yeah, right. You're right.
I remember when Whitney, right before her album had dropped, she was on a soap opera and she sang a song with Jermaine Jackson. She had like a little, it wasn't even a fro. It was just like a comb back. I don't even know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like her first, she didn't even have long hair.
No. I had saw Regina Bell when she first came out at the Peppermint Lounge in East Orange. No, not East Orange, in Orange. And she opened up for the Manhattans. And I saw the talent there. I was like, she's amazing. Yeah.
Man, Baby Come to Me is one of the best R&B songs of all time. Like, it's not even debatable. Like, you had Mickey Howard. You had, bro, it was so many people.
You had Sade. You had Sade. You might be
Malira. Look, you know who my girl was? And they don't give her credit. Allison Williams, the first lady of Def Jam that made Raw.
Yeah. She had Dre Day. What is she? Dre Day. She was called
Allison Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah, Just Call My Name. She was sick with it.
You had Denise Williams, you had Phyllis Hyman. Like, we can go on. Or the singers in the 80s, they pale in comparison in the 90s, man.
Natalie. And I wasn't even big on Natalie in the 80s.
They don't pale. I like me some Natalie Cole. I always had a crush on her. I think if I'd have been around her, I would have saved her from all that drug addiction. I just want to say that.
Oh no! But
I think you just infatuated with trying to save somebody.
I mean, when Natalie was doing that Pink Cadillac, that wasn't like I'm talking about the Natalie. Natalie did jazz too. Natalie is bad. When Natalie was back in the 70s, when she did I'm Catching Hell and all of that, and I Can't Say No, if you ask me, I Got Love on My Mind, that was Natalie at her fucking whoo.
Also 80s stuff, shoot, that's what we saw Tina do to come back. That's what we saw Tina do, that crazy little run.
I ain't no Tina Turner fan. I don't like what she did to Ike. No Tina. I'm not pro Tina. I am not pro Tina Turner.
You just mad about Tina in the 80s because that's what she was running around with them white men.
I don't like what she did. She characterized a black man and tore him down, one of the architects of rock and roll. No, Tina. No.
Also,
I don't think she necessarily did it because didn't she say he wasn't that bad?
Look at the
movie.
He
wasn't as bad. No, but didn't Tina say he wasn't as bad as the movie portrayed? That's sensationalism. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
First of all, it was sensationalism because Ike Turner ain't number 5'3". You get 6 foot Larry Fishburne to play him. So it was just like, why y'all do that to that man? So it wouldn't be believable if you had Gary Coleman beating up.
Well, when have Ike Turner become some type of? The man was beating on her.
She wasn't no saint.
I ain't say she was a saint. She should have whooped his ass back.
They had a bottom relationship. She was one side.
And Lisa, and in fairness, let's all remember.
I don't think, like, that movie was kind of sensational.
Well, if that motherfucker hit me, I'm gonna bust him upside his head back.
Yeah. See, yeah, Brandon making a point, man, because like that movie has an image of somebody that may not necessarily been what we think of him. You know, we look at this dude as, that's all he did was drugs and beat up on his bitch. But like it probably wasn't that bad. She said it herself. I remember in the interview, like, nah, it wasn't that bad. It's like that movie portrayed, but you know, that drama is gonna sell.
And they try to make it seem like he fought back that one time.
Let me get my disclaimer. Not condoning anything about him, but like, if it's Hollywood, yeah, there's gonna be some sensationalism to it.
For sure.
Like I said, don't get no 6'1" dude to play me if I'm 5'5", you know, because now you're trying to make it look like, it's that. Because most women, like how even Lisa just said, if she knew a 5'5" dude come at us, get your little ass that. We gonna make that movie if we gonna really give you the true dimensions of the icon. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna even look right. So we gotta get somebody who can be believed. You get old Larry Legends to play this dude because when Ike Turner was on Arsenio, you seen the height and weight differential between Arsenio and Ike Turner. It's like, man, your little ass is beating up on brides, man. Can't believe it.
Man, he had to. He felt intimidated everywhere he went. Running around 5'7" in heels. Yeah.
He said he 5'7" in the heels.
Nah, but like I said, the 80s is better, bro. You got Rick James, like, bro, I can go on and on.
Y'all ain't even said Stacey Latter, so.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you.
I'm a 70s lover.
We got Super Cat.
Bro, we got the rebranding. We got the rebranding of the Isley Brothers. When they started making some of their best shit.
Man, we got the early 80s. We got the electric spanking of the War Babies when Funkadelic really went to the next level.
I ain't even say I ain't talk about that, bro.
Y'all forget 1980 signifies the electric spanking of the War Babies era. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. That's when the funk got. That's when a lot of them Eric B and all like that samples and all of that. Yeah, those are early 80s beats. Those are early 80s funk beats. Those are them little funk beats that you only know the bass line because a lot of people forgot the song. Yeah, that came off them albums.
Man, we got
something, Brandon. There, the 80s was the 80s, and I'm not saying this as an 80s baby, but the 80s was a crazy time. Like I was saying earlier, That was a time where music was music, regardless of race or genre or whatever. If your shit was hot, your shit was hot.
Man, if your shit was hot, it got love, bro. Like it didn't matter.
Guns N' Roses played in the hoods because Appetite for Destruction, their first album, was dope. The shit played. Motherfuckers knew who they were.
Phil Collins, bro. Come on, Feel It in the Air is fuck around and be the song of the 80s.
Thank you. Come
Feel
on
it,
now.
Feel It in the Air might be the song of the 80s.
Like, come on, man. There were certain things that had nothing to do with nothing but whether it was good. And that was because remember, 80s, it marked the height of Reagan capitalism and all like that.
Along with I'll Be Missing You by Sting. Come on, bro. Like it's the 80s, bro. Like I ain't know
George Michael Wham.
Oh, bro, I didn't even talk about Lonely Feet and none of that George Michael shit, bro.
Yeah, boy, George. I mean, come the 80s
or Terrence Trent D'Arby. Like, come on, bro.
Don't Disturb This Groove, The System. These
dudes,
come on.
Yeah,
they had
bro.
one song. They had one song. Both of them men ain't never had to work. They had one song.
What was that dude that song When I'm With You? That nigga, he literally had one song. I ain't heard nothing else from him.
Didn't have to do nothing else. What was the one dude, Billy Ray Rock, whatever, did the Ghostbusters song?
You know,
man. 80s. Yeah, 80s.
Y'all moving the goalpost now because it was supposed to be 80s R&B versus 90s R&B. Now y'all talking about other genres. No. So y'all got to get back to Freddie Jackson or something.
Oh yeah,
Ray Parker Jr. got a huge discography of music.
Oh no, I know he got a huge discography, but come on now, he did Ghostbusters and didn't have to worry about nothing.
And we talking about Ghostbusters.
Didn't they sue him for that song?
Babyface really wrote the best Ghostbuster song for Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
On our own. On our own.
Yeah.
I listen to that regularly.
What? Man, that's one of the best fucking songs I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, man, who you telling?
I listen to that. That's in my current rotation.
There was a 3 to 5 year period where Bobby Brown was the baddest man on the planet, hands down.
I ain't even get into the shit Babyface did in the. Now, if you want to talk about a comparison, we compare Babyface in the 80s to Babyface in the 90s. Now that's a hell of a comparison. Cause 80 Babyface is writing shit like Rock Steady for the Whispers. You know, he write groundbreaking shit.
Speaking of Babyface, shout out to D.I. Cole for bringing this joke up. He was like, man, I just had a Babyface concert. In about 3 more years, you're going to have to change your name to just Face. Kenny old as fuck. He too damn old to still be calling himself Babyface. It's what? Like Lil Wayne is like 8, 9, some years younger than me. I'm born in 80. When's Lil Wayne born?
Lil Wayne born in 81.
Oh, so he only 1 year younger than me, and he still run around calling himself Lil Wayne.
Yeah, Lil Wayne born in 81.
That's rough.
81, 82, one of them. I know he was born before me. I think it's 81. I think he's the same age as Brandon.
Pusha T still, which we got the same braids from 20 years ago.
Man,
yeah, his hair ain't grew nothing. I don't think his hair real because you had them damn braids. You would have at least had a different length on them. You know what I'm saying? Them shits would have got past the shoulders by now. You feel me? Like you know what I'm saying? Like I know I'm bald right now, but nigga, I done had hair. You know what I'm saying? If my hair has been braided for 5 years.
Well, I mean, y'all can just see the length of what my hair grew.
1 second. Hey, Mark, what's the name? Mex. Hold up. Hey, Mex asking for a link or the phone, man. He trying to get on, man. He trying to share his thoughts, I guess, man. We gotta have somebody stand up for the Hispanics on the.
Tell Mex that's the problem right there. Tell Mex we love him, but that's the problem right there.
That's what this whole show's about, Max. We trying to have a conversation. You like, nah, fuck that. Fuck that, yo. I'm black, yo. I'm part of the culture, yo. What's the link? Hey, give Max the link, man. Let Max in. Come on, man.
I know, let him defend the Hispanic.
But
Man,
you know
he
what, y'all?
talking
When it
about
comes
Mariah Carey.
to singing, I gotta give it to the 70s. I'm talking about like Love Jones. I'm talking about stuff like
Like Wildflower, them guys.
New Birth. Yeah, remember the girl that was in the group when she made Time to Go?
I
That
say the
shit was
60s.
bad.
I'm sorry, Lisa. I gotta say the 60s. Because that's when you still got Otis, you still got Bobby, you got Sam, you got
Oh,
you
yeah.
got some talent.
Yeah.
Got some people.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm talking about they ain't even.
Okay, my bad, Max. I didn't know that. My bad. But Max say he American. My bad. But no disrespect, Max. My bad. I just seen Max. I thought it was for something. No,
He's Mex. That's why they call him Mex. That's why they call him Mex.
I tell you what, he got left.
My bad for cutting y'all off, but I want to get that out. No disrespect to you, bro.
Hey, no disrespect to you, brother, but you got less than a month to change that name before they start trying to get you on that bus.
Hey, Max, you know I got to give you a hard time.
Hey, man, I want you to make it, man. Hey, change your name. Call yourself North Cali.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't want, if you ain't supposed to be here, I don't want nobody to make it. Get their ass up out of here. I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
Ready gonna be at work reporting co-workers.
Shit. Hey, they said they put $1,000. Look, what they better not do is put $1,000 bounty on these people's heads. I'm sorry. I'm for real. That's gonna be
brother gonna be on this show shining. He live in Texas too. Oh,
you know the vibes. You know the vibes. I don't have no problem. Only thing they gotta do is give me a badge. I go out here and play immigrant fucking enforcement. If they give me a badge,
you ain't shit.
I'm telling you. I don't have no problems with it. Hey, I roll up to these job sites like it ain't nobody business, collecting $1,000 a head. And I know where to go.
Like you hear Texas down here talking. You hear?
I just started calling them motherfuckers to my house, acting like I want some contractor work done. Aha, got your ass. I'm dead ass serious. You gotta go. You got to go.
He got a plan and everything, man. We got a plan and everything.
I done thought about this shit, man. Listen, once I saw, I don't know if it was real news, but they was like, we offering $1,000 a head. It was like they might, immigration might offer $1,000 for turning them in. Boy, that's a full-time job. I can at least catch 6 a day. Easy. At least 6. I pull up to these stops. Hey, nigga, you want work? They jump in the back of the truck.
Man, listen, while you trying to talk everybody into going and snitching and everything, you sound like the French Vichy turning in Jews.
For $1,000? Boy, turn their whole family in.
$1,000, that's all it took. All Judas wanted was 30 pieces of silver. All you need is a rack. I feel you. Hey, man, you gotta state your number, my brother. Inflation, right?
It's capitalism, baby. I'm helping the government. Bro, I would turn their ass in. Easy. What's up, Mark?
Yeah,
Mark trying to end this show, nigga.
Yeah. We all over the place now. We all over the place. We went from saying they didn't create hip hop to go back to your country. Hell.
He like, you can get $1,000.
Let me go and land this plane, man. We don't win somewhere else with it. Man, I appreciate everybody's time and energy, man. Like I said, man, this was a good one, man. We was on the other one on the Patreon earlier, enjoying, man, great documentary. And unlike what Lake County said, I didn't just lead them with the movie and went to a party and left them niggas. I kicked it with them about an hour or two, but after a while, I had to go. I just left them there. But I appreciate everybody pulling back up. Again, if you haven't seen the documentary, Microphone Check, I challenge you to check it out, the uncolonized version, as he likes to put it. Final thoughts from everybody, man. Let's go get y'all up out of here, man. Everybody have a good night.
Ladies first, or I'll start. Final thought. Hey, man, it was a great show. Mark, thank you for having me. And yeah, everything that we said is, this is where we at with it. And yeah, man, catch y'all on the next one. It is what it is, man. Once again, thanks for having me. Peace, y'all.
Peace. Go ahead, Lisa. Give me your final thoughts on everything.
Yeah, man, it was a great documentary. I enjoyed myself chopping it up with you guys in the background and here on the panel as well. Thanks for having me, Mark. As always, been a pleasure and a privilege. And yeah, go out and just this documentary, guys. It's really informative. Really put together well. And thanks for having me, Mark. Peace to the panel and chat.
Peace. All right. Anybody else want to go?
I go next. Cool. Salute to everybody. I missed it. Martin sent out. I didn't get the notification. You know what I mean? It was a select few. I understand. I ain't one of the chosen ones. Hopefully, I'll make it to the top. But outside of that, hey, what kind of shirt is that? That's a nice shirt, brother. The hat ugly, but the shirt fly. But outside of that,
Seattle Seahawks shirt and hat.
Yeah, the shirt fly.
Appreciate
but outside of that, salute to everybody. I just want to say this to all the West Coast blacks. Hey man, clean y'all act up out there. Y'all making the rest of us look bad. West Coast blacks, stop bringing us down. Salute to everybody. South up. Peace.
That nigga said, nice shirt, the hat ugly, but nice shirt. Seattle, West Coast blacks, y'all making us look like damn. That nigga gave me a compliment and a distance, didn't miss a breath. He didn't miss a breath. Nice shirt, the hat ugly. Man, and low-key, this ain't the hat that I wanted, but it's the hat that I got. It's the one that they had. But I damn sure want the all blue one with the gray in the line, but whatever. Megas or Lake. Go ahead, either one.
Appreciate you sending me the link, bro. Like I said, I wouldn't have watched it unless you invited me, so I appreciate that. Appreciate the discourse. Number love, number admiration, respect for y'all brothers, and we're definitely gonna get a couple hours of sleep in, and we can hit that mat up whenever you ready, brother.
Nigga, the whole time I've been listening to y'all play, nigga, that's what I've been over here doing the skills challenge. So people thought somebody was like, Mark sleep. Man, Mark just listening over here playing Madden, get my skills set up.
Yeah, but I'll holler at you later on. We can definitely do that.
All right, fuck with me, man. Go ahead, Lake. Close it out. Take us on. Hey, look, like he said, he wouldn't watch it if it wasn't for me. I wouldn't watch it if it wasn't for you, Lake. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Like I said, this documentary ruffled some feathers. It's been the basis of a lot of conversations on the internet, man. So I wanted to check it out. It's about hip hop. I'm a hip hop enthusiast and purist, so I was definitely gonna check it out. Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I highly recommend it. It definitely answers some questions to a hot topic right now. So a lot of people gonna be upset. Only thing you can do is tell your truth and hit back with some receipts. But the receipts that we got from this documentary is gonna be hard to, test. So, good documentary. Appreciate Mark for setting it up, man. Giving us another watch party. You know what I'm saying? Join the membership is well worth it. You know what I'm saying? He's giving you nothing but material to watch as being a member, and appreciate it.
Hell yeah, that's what the notification was at, Brand. For the down show on the members only page. But appreciate everybody for kicking it with me, man. All right, Lake, I'll see you in the next one, bro. Hey man, it's been another great episode. Yeah, we was talking about Keith Cowboy. He was the first one. No, he wasn't the first though. He was the first one, second one to sing hip hop song. We talked about him though earlier, but definitely was a innovator though, but it wasn't quote unquote the first. Here Comes the Judge might be the first, bro. Here Comes the Judge. What's my homie? Hold on, this brain right here. What's the nigga's name? What's the homie name? Hold on. Damn, we were just talking about it. That's why this shit is important. Let me see. I wrote it down. Damn, what's the name? Pete Meat? Was it Pete Meat? Yeah, Pete Me, Here Comes the Judge, man. And then they had the first man, Pete Me had the back and forth joint with the homie. Oh man. Let me see. Am I saying it right? Damn, I'm saying his name wrong. Damn, I'm saying his name wrong. We just saw the damn documentary today. How about this? I'll find it this way. Here comes the judge. Pig meat. I said Pete meat. Pig meat. Pig meat Markham. Here comes the judge. Now that's it. 1968. Find somebody who was doing this before then. Yeah, man. That's when I hear pig meat, Here Comes the Judge. That to me, that is like, yo, that is definitely rapping like in 1968, yo. This judge, even his vocal inflection, the way he rocking to the beat. Yeah, man. Pig meat Markham. But look, man, like I said, this ain't gonna be the last time we talk about it. I love y'all. Hope you love yourself. If not, guess what? God loves you. So does Martin Nash in the neighborhood here at Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and documentaries. It is the #1 hip-hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly. You know why life is serious enough, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this, man. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thanks for allowing me the opportunity to entertain y'all this evening. Hopefully you were thoroughly entertained. If not, we'll try again on the next episode. It's your man Martin Nash. Yeah, Meg, sorry I couldn't get you on, man, but I've been trying to wrap it up for at least an hour, man. But hopefully you can catch us again or a little bit earlier. I'll see y'all on the next one. Hey, look, respect is free. Disrespect gonna cost you everything. Your family, your freedom, your finances, most importantly, your life. Let's show each other love, respect. If we can't do that, show each other the door. You go your way, I go mine. God willing, we both do fine. Dreams require your sleep, goals require your effort. Go out there and get your goals. I'm on to the next episode. Peace.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
And I mean that shit. Drive, motherfucker.
This that squad sound. This is me,
Hey, it's Antonio Tarver, the champion. You watching Martin Nash at Breaking Beats. I usually don't do drops, but I'm gonna give you one, bro. I'm gonna give you one. I love you, champ.
Subscribe. I don't care how many subscribers he has. Support him. So he made all this possible. He made this possible.
Not at all, Dr. Mark. God made all this possible. And so the viewers like you. See y'all on the next one. Peace.
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God damn it, I'm not.